The Pat McAfee Show.
There'll be no rules for our guests, for us, for the things we can talk about. Yes,
speaking his mind.
I've never had a problem expressing my opinions or my thoughts or anything like that.
While being relatable.
I haven't had that manufactured fake-ass celebrity that a lot of people have whenever they go on those big networks. I've had a chance to really build my crew, build my following, build my audience.
And ridiculous.
What am I supposed to do? So I'm supposed to look at something that I can definitely afford and say, nah. Is that what I'm supposed to do?
The Pat McAfee Show starts in 3, 2, 1.
Good afternoon, beautiful people. It is Wednesday, June 9th, 2021, years after zero. Big ass show today. Yeah! We are live on SiriusXM Channel 82, Mad Dog Sports Radio, and YouTube.com/The Pat McAfee Show. Can't thank you enough for spending time with us, no matter where the hell you are, whether you're listening in your car, in your office, in your house, or watching along wherever the hell you may be in your car, your office, or your house, or school, or anywhere you could be. We thank you so much for spending every afternoon with us whenever we're trying to guide through this incredible world of sports day in, day out. We'll be ridiculously upfront with you today. There ain't a fucking thing.
No.
A couple big things happen. Couple big conversations need to be had today. But when you're talking about NFL, nothing really. Jones came out and said that he talked to Aaron and he thinks it could be right. All right, he said that on Cowherd Show. We'll definitely talk to A.J. Hawk about that in the second hour. Now's not the time. And Andrew Brandt, former front office member for the Packers, actually signed A.J. Hawk's contracts with the Packers, signed Aaron Rodgers' first couple contracts with the Packers. Yep. Now he's an agent, and now he's doing media. He'll talk to us about the whole setup there in Green Bay for Aaron, what Aaron could potentially be mad about behind the scenes that he knows about that maybe other people don't, because a former front office employee for the Packers has come out and spoke and said, he ain't coming back.
Oh.
What does that person know that Jones doesn't know? And what does anybody know outside of Miles Teller?
Yeah.
I don't know, outside of Shailene, Kelly, and Miles Teller and Aaron, does anybody truly know how this thing ends from Aaron's side? Because whenever it's something that's super personal, that could be built up over a long, long time, where there's a lot of potential, those lumberjack Olympics.
Oh yeah. They're the best.
You know what we're talking about.
Yes, I do.
At Ty Schmidt knows. At Boston Connor knows. The boys in the back, we appreciate you. The Hammer Down boys will also join us. In the lumberjack games, the lumberjack Olympics, they go out and they run on this log that's spinning in the water.
Yep.
And they try, it's like American Gladiators with the sticks, but instead it's with their feet, they spin it. Then there's another one where they climb a tree so fast, and then they skip down the whole thing, and they do that. They move a board up, and then there's this thing where you got to cut certain, these lumberjacks. They love fucking cutting wood.
Love it.
Live for it. It is unbelievable the satisfaction that they have to get from cutting that fucking wood, and they do it so good, so good,
unbelievable.
But there's a couple times where somebody's not at the level of the other lumberjacks, where they're swinging and it's just taking little nicks out of this wood, right? There, for whatever reason, they're not going at the proper angle to potentially cut the individual strains of the wood that are growing, you get it.
Right.
This Aaron Rodgers-Packers relationship, I fear, might have been one of those bad lumberjacks that was just taking hack after hack after hack after, and little nicks just got away at the whole thing. And then all of a sudden, another one comes that's a little bit bigger. Ooh. And then eventually, guess what? That thing gets a little bit weebly-woobly up there, and then it just falls. So who knows who has the answers? How do they get back in good graces after years and years of personal mistakes in the eyes of Aaron Rodgers? I'm not 100% sure. I think Andrew Brandt will potentially give us some answers. We'll also be joined by Jet Passel.
Whoa. Okay, the Jet.
The Jet, ESPN's MLB insider, reporter. And for us, guy that just comes on and lets us know what the fuck's going on in baseball, because baseball is happening as well. Not even a consideration, a conversation about them playing sports, unless it's a massive mistake by the Pittsburgh Pirates. Happened again. Sell the team. Sell the team.
It's time.
Couple weeks after the obvious massive 2-out third inning blunder with the Cubs and the Pittsburgh Pirates, where they somehow lost in a pickle game throw rundown game, whatever you want to call it, which never happens, by the way. Nobody ever wins that. And they also overthrow themselves somehow into somebody scoring, and it was just routine 2 outs. Do that. Here, guy hits a home run, misses the fucking first base.
Ooh.
Okay, you learned that in what, Little League? This guy, great baseball player. He's cursed. It's not his fault. Okay, this guy's probably touched first base every single homer he's ever hit since he learned how to swing a goddamn bat. I don't know his name. I don't know where he's from. I don't know his type of player he is. All I know is when he was a Pittsburgh Pirate, what I'll remember is he missed fucking first base whenever he fucking hit a home run, and it got canceled and an out immediately. Hit a home run doesn't even count. Not your fault, dude, from what I've been told. It's just the Pirates' problem. You're cursed. The ownership stinks. The team has to stink. This isn't your fault, dude, but it is another massive embarrassment to Pittsburgh sports.
Yeah.
I grew up in Pittsburgh, okay? Penguins are my team. Enjoyed when the Steelers won because that meant the entire city was happy. Die-hard sports fans in Pittsburgh, this nutting guy fucking has come in and just ruined it all when it comes to baseball. What was once a very prideful and proud baseball organization is now a laughingstock. You're fucking hitting homers, getting called out somehow. You're defying baseball. Okay, you're just defying baseball. 2 outs, not even stepping on a pad. You're losing. I mean, it's just... Sell the team, dude.
Fans don't deserve it.
Fans don't deserve it. Pittsburgh doesn't deserve it.
Stadium.
Hey, the sport doesn't deserve it.
No.
Well said.
The sport, the stadium, definitely. PNC Park.
It's unbelievable.
Beautiful park.
Never going to see it, though.
Hey, that's a good yard.
Yeah.
That's a good yard.
Yeah.
You know, they had a pretty good run there where they were actually on prime time, and everybody was like, man, Pittsburgh, is this a baseball city? It's like, no, we're hockey town, okay? And we got a bunch of Super Bowls over there, but we are not a baseball city because that team did so well, sold out the fucking thing. They got rid of every player.
Yeah.
Get them out of here. We can't be good.
Let's make some money.
What are we doing? Let's not pay anybody. This guy misses first base on a home run. Okay, don't even know his name.
Hayes, maybe?
Corey Graves, maybe.
Yeah, could have been.
I'm not who he is. Okay, I don't watch baseball, obviously, but I do know it's the Pirates, so obviously this isn't this guy's fault. It's just the ownership that's running from top down. A lot of people tweeting me after I say sell the team after the blunder with the 2 outs thing, and they go, is that the ownership's fault? It is.
Yeah.
Okay? It is.
Yeah.
Is it ownership fault that this player, who's probably never done this in his life since Little League, that he did it? It is ownership's fault because it just so happens to happen over again. Get Jason Kendall in there, have him own the team, run the team, coach the team, and maybe even play catcher. Let's get that pop time back in the fucking Buckeye uniform, and let's turn that into a baseball town possibly. Or, you know what? Sell the team, get Mark Cuban in there. Let's fucking make it a do-si-do here.
I mean, like you said, this shit's only happening to them, it seems like. You know, I mean,
At the professional level.
Yeah, exactly. You talk about a laughing stock and everything, and it's like, okay, it seems like it's almost bi-weekly where something's happening. It's like, oh, God, look what's going on with the Pirates again. I mean, the fans don't deserve it because it seems like anytime they do show, I mean, people do come to the game still because it is a beautiful park.
Yeah.
Gorgeous.
But it's just, you know, they don't have a lot to cheer for, unfortunately. And they haven't for a while.
Well, you got the Zambelli fireworks that are going to go off. Okay.
Stop going.
Huh?
There's one solution, and people have known it for years, but they won't just stop going to the park.
Yeah, but Zambelli fireworks coming
I know,
off.
it's tough.
Hey, this fucking Italian family, and I don't even know where they're from, but they do these fireworks, dude. Listen, win or lose, they say.
Top tier.
We're going to put on a show.
Zambellis are coming out.
Whatever town you go to for 4th of July where you see fireworks, or New Year's Eve you see fireworks, whatever it is, that's every fucking game down here for PNC because the Nutting family might have an inside discount code with the Zambelli. I don't know how they have so much goddamn TNT to blow up, but that's how the Italians operate. It is and you're getting to see the park and the view of the city.
Right on the river there.
There's legendary people selling popcorn in those stadiums that have been doing it for generations. And I think Pittsburgh, you know, it's like a night out. Like, hey, let's go down and see a Buccos. They're going to lose. They win, we're happy, though. It's awesome. They're going to lose, though, so just get ready for the fireworks at the end of this whole thing. You're right. People need to stop going. We also need people from outside of Pittsburgh to stop buying the Pirates hats. Okay?
That's going to be
great
tough.
hat.
It's a great hat, but we all need to just buy in for the good of fucking baseball and baseball hats. Okay? And for the future of those P hats that everybody likes to wear. And we just need them to somehow just completely bomb, not make any money, and want to sell the team because I believe the Nutting family just makes so much money off of that thing. I don't know how. I think it's the hats. Got to be a lot of fucking hats.
A lot of hats, I'd assume.
Ticket sales. Probably the lemonade. That's lemonade.
Yep.
And all the. I think he's dead, by the way.
Yeah,
No.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace to him.
Yeah.
What?
No.
That guy was at Three Rivers back in the day selling lemonade. Whatever. Yeah, and then Pete. I mean, that guy. That guy has seen 4 stadiums, I think, in Pittsburgh. Legit. I think that guy, and he was, you could always hear him echoing through the goddamn, because he would always find the time, too. He knew when the show was on. You know what I mean? And he knew, and he
Gives a team to his family.
What is he selling?
lemonade. That was lemonade.
Okay.
That was lemonade, yeah. What the fuck? What do you think it was, dude? You fucking stooge.
Say it one more time.
Lemonade.
Could be anything that they sell in the baseball park, whatever that was.
He
You've never
could-
been to a baseball game.
He
Never.
could project this, dude. He could project this thing too. I'm telling you.
Peanuts here.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, he had a couple different.
Wow, he had some octaves.
Oh, yeah. I think him and me made him famous.
Okay.
But then he came in with the peanuts at one point. I think he was selling beer, obviously.
Has to.
Ice cold. You know, the
Yeah.
whole,
Oh, yeah.
you got
There you
that
go.
whole thing. I mean,
Hot dogs for sure at some
Oh,
point.
I would assume dogs somehow.
Hot dogs, hot dogs.
That's see, maybe that's down there in the Bronx. That ain't our lemonade guy.
Well, I know. I'm just saying.
yeah.
Common hot dog call.
Anyways, we'll talk to Jet Passon. People need to stop buying lemonade at that PNC Park.
Yeah.
All right? Don't buy it. Don't buy the peanuts. Don't buy the beer. Don't buy the fucking hat. All right?
No
It's a
ice
good hat.
cream.
Huh?
Does he have a statue?
Who, Nutty?
Yeah. No, the fucking.
Him and
Him and
Abe.
his guy.
In our hearts, dude. In our hearts.
Hell yeah.
The people
Stands forever.
the people that would have to okay
Yeah.
the building of said statue,
Yeah.
they would have to know he exists. They're in their suites, you know. They're in their
Right.
suites.
They're
behind
like
it. They don't hear this legend who's trekking it through the Pittsburgh humidity every single game to deliver the goods at a massively inflated price.
Oh yeah.
Oh, they spiked those.
Oh, and he knew it too. Like it was a little.
Sorry.
Hey,
So if we buy a team, we build that statue first day.
if we buy the Pirates,
Yeah.
okay. See,
Come on.
if that guy's going to own the Pirates for that long, we're in trouble. I don't know if we're going to be able to buy a team for some time at this point. Now, if Cuban, Mark Cuban comes in there and wants to buy that thing, let's do it. You know, I'm 100% in. Anyways, Jet Passon will join us, not just to talk about how bad the Pirates are and everything like that. There's a massive scandal going on. And once again, this takes us back in time to when we all agreed that baseball, the sport, all right?
Yeah.
Not all of us. I guess Ty loves it. There's a couple of people that love baseball more in our office than in the actual society of ratio of people, I think. In our office, people that
Probably.
enjoy baseball versus the world. But for me, what I had been, not noticing, baseball drama is awesome.
Incredible.
Hey, it's real. So much so that some of the best baseball drama has ended up in front of the Supreme Court.
Yeah.
We're talking about the shit that's happening behind the scenes. And I think it's all because of the unwritten rule line that can just get thrown and moved however they want. Somebody's offended about an unwritten rule. Okay, we got to change that. But then people like an unwritten rule, so then they just go ahead and abuse the shit out of it. It seems like baseball is a sport that has no governor on anything. They will abuse something almost until it's inevitably going to get caught and ruined. It happened whenever they were all eating steroids.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Now everybody said it wasn't as many people eating steroids as everybody thinks. Okay, well, I'm not in the baseball world. If you ask me or maybe anybody in my position, what was baseball like back whenever it was really good? Sammy Sosa and McGuire and everything. I mean, they're eating all the fucking steroids they got. I mean, that's what they were doing. You had barbarians walking into the batter's box, but they were also hitting against pitchers.
Oh yeah.
That were
Juicing as well.
so I mean, it was a video game almost like the show, but amplifying everybody up to what their video game number is every single night because they were all able to recover so quickly and all that stuff, and that ends up at the Supreme Court. But I think that was testosterone boosting and stuff was like an unwritten rule. And then obviously baseball, especially if there's money on the line in a living to be made or a bigger contract to be seen, everybody's going to abuse it so much so that it gets all the way to the fucking Supreme Court.
Right. Called the steroid era.
Bingo. And now it feels like we're potentially entering, because of how good the pitching has been, that we're entering into the unwritten rule world of pitchers all use sticky stuff in either on their hat or anything like that. I guess there's a specific name for it that is now getting leaked. But I think this is something something that has always been happening. Pitchers have always been doing it. This year, though, the pitchers have gotten too good. That means they've probably either used it too much. They've maybe all like kind of overdone the unwritten rule. So now it's coming to the light. Now everybody's going to have to answer. It's going to get banned probably. And then there's going to have to be some new unwritten rule that is going to get abused somehow. Yep. And then another thing's going to change. It feels like baseball is just such a fascinating community, fascinating culture with their own codes over there. And then it gets exposed. The pitching, knowing the signal stealing. Yeah. That whole thing gets abused. Why? Jet Passon told us this didn't happen, but the rumors were they were putting wires on themselves. That didn't happen. Jet Passon told us that allegedly that did not happen. But I'm just saying, it feels like that unwritten rule of signal stealing that everybody did got abused so much so it became a national story. Okay, we have to change it. That's baseball, baby. I feel like that's what baseball is, and right now it's the sticky stuff on the pitching thing, right?
Yeah, for sure. And it's been like over the last few years, guys are just striking out a lot more. Team batting averages are going down, and it comes off, we had Tucker Barnhart on the show a couple years ago, and we were talking about the juice baseballs. Like, they got rid of those, so it's even...
That was before it was reported that there was juice baseballs. I think we broke news, actually, and we did not get credit for it.
For sure, because that was during the regular season, and then I believe it came out in the playoffs or around the All-Star break that they're like, yeah, the baseballs are juice. They're not doing that anymore, so... But like you said, they're talking about, like, these top-tier guys. If they're doing it, you can assume everyone's doing it, and when they let everyone do it, eventually some people who aren't those top tier guys are going to be like, all right, well, how can I get into that top tier? I'm already kind of doing this thing and I'm not supposed to. You might as well find new ways to kind of push it until eventually you get caught. And
I'm learning a lot about what pitchers would do to baseballs, and I understand it because in kicking, you want the ball to be beat up. Now, the NFL made a rule, and once again, we kind of, I guess, kickers and punters, we took it too far. So there was like, there used to be, all the balls were the same, and the kickers and punters could beat up the balls that they wanted to be used on fourth downs or whatever. And it was normally just like the teams had them, whatever. And then allegedly, I think it was Berger, maybe Mitch. I don't know if it was Mitch. And if it wasn't Mitch, I apologize for saying it was you. But somebody developed a great tactic to get these balls incredibly beat up as quick as possible. I guess he was putting them in like a dryer or something like that. And then they were doing something else, putting something. And these balls were blowing up like a beach ball, like a fucking Aussie Rules football almost. Like they were getting like rounded.
Like fat.
They're getting like real fat because that's what you're trying to beat up the ball. So like this ball here, okay, this is, obviously it's one of only a few, but you can see pretty easily how there's like a diamond shape to it, right? You can see like there's a diamond there. You can clearly see that whole thing. So to beat it up, you're trying to get this thing as round as possible, right? You're trying to get the leather as non-plasticky as possible. Now this is plastic paint, but I'm just saying on a regular football, you understand? So you're trying to beat it up as much as possible. They figured somehow where they put it in a sauna, then they put it in a dryer, then it was in a steam room. There was this, people were beating it up for a little bit, throwing it off the ground, throwing it off the wall. Then guys were like, oh, we'll get it in a steam room, we'll put it in the dry. Like, it was getting ridiculous, I think. Like, there was an unwritten rule, like, hey, you can beat up these balls. But then it got too far. Ball ends up in a playoff game. One of the punting balls ends up on the field because it was supposed to be punt. Maybe they ran the team back on. So I forget what it was. Brett Favre, I think, had to play a very important down with this punter ball. And I guess pick six or something like that happened. He complained about the ball. The ball got checked out. It was obviously like this big thing. So then the K-ball rule came into play the next year where they actually had to kick brand new balls fresh out of the box every single game for every kick. And that would have been absolutely terrible. I assume there's a lot of asterisks next to a lot of stats because that's 5 to 7 yards in some places. In Denver, obviously it's a little bit more because it's a mile high or whatever. But then they say, no, you can beat it up a little bit. Now it's like you get 30 minutes to beat up the ball before the game. So it's like the tactics and tricks, and you're only allowed like one rub or one brush in some water. That's it. So like, okay, using the back side of the brush. Now we got to go use this side. We got to sweat a little bit on there. And it's like a 30-minute game basically that these equipment managers have to do. Is this what pitchers have been doing to balls? Like secretly, allegedly, there's like razors where they're like cutting up balls.
Scuff up like the laces and stuff like that.
Does that still happen? the scuffing of balls and stuff like and
I mean, yeah, I'd say guys like get it, and you'll see pitchers like, when they grab a ball, like, really like kind of working it a little bit. But in baseball, it's obviously different too, because you can't spend it. But you throw one and it's a foul ball. It's like, okay, that ball's gone. So you can't. So that's why like having like the substance makes more sense, because you just always have it on your hat, so you can rub it on there. I mean, like it would take them forever, because I don't think
they go through 120 balls a game.
Exactly, they're not.
So what are guys doing? Guys are putting razors in their glove. I mean, that feels
or
like
a little back pocket maybe.
You put it in a glove, though, you could just act as if you're
messing
For
around.
sure.
around in
For
there.
sure.
But then they check your shit, right? Isn't that how this all started, right?
Yes.
Some team asked for a pitcher
because every once in a while, too, you'll see a guy who will just have like a glob of stuff on his hat that's like very evident.
You're abusing this.
Yeah, exactly. So a couple guys have been tossed out this year, I think, where the opposing manager says something, the umpire goes out there and he's like, oh yeah, you got a bunch of shit on your hat, like you're gone. So like there is like a game in how these guys conceal it and everything. Some guys will put it in like their back pocket, same deal. So I mean, I don't know. They said they're going to try to like check this like 10 times per game. Like, I mean, if you want to keep the game moving and everything, like,
Are they doing full pat downs?
Yeah, I mean, this is
All right,
potentially just slowing everything down.
Spread them. Open your dip can. It's in your dip can.
What's that?
Open it. What is it? Yeah, you found
Yep.
it. Yeah.
Shit.
All right. Good on you. I'll see you next week. Is that what they're going to like?
Maybe next time.
If they catch you, they just kick you out of the game. Are you suspended? Is there a fine? It's just
I would guess there will probably be some sort of fine or
pitchers are not
suspension.
going to be
but
happy about this, right?
No, definitely not. That's what they said. Bauer has been very like outspoken. Like, hey, this is bullshit. Like, this is part of the game. It's kind of like a witch hunt. You're coming at him and Garrett Cole, guys who have like filthy stuff already. It's they're really like going after these guys, because it's almost like, hey, you're too good to be doing what you're doing.
It's all because pigs get fed, hogs get slaughtered.
Mm-hmm.
You watch any documentary about any of these drug lords or whatever. If they would have stopped after they got rich, after they did whatever, they would have been able to get away with it forever.
Been good.
But instead, I'm gonna need more. I need more. I figured it out. And then they have houses filled with money and things like that happening. They always get busted because of greed. Greed classic is what gets you. I'd assume what the baseball people are saying, and only the top people get talked about, by the way. A-Rod got it.
Yep.
Barry got it. Sammy got it. McGuire got it. They're the people being talked about. Also, old buddy who was Manny.
Manny,
Yeah,
yep.
Manny got talked about. All these people, all the greats get talked about, but it's happening underneath them as well. It's almost like a smear campaign for the people up top. But everybody that is trying to ban us is like, hey, you don't need to be doing as much as you're doing. That's kind of what they're trying to do right now, right?
Yeah, I think so for the most part. Because like you said, I mean, if you're one of those guys who's looking for a new contract and you know that you're not like a Garrett Cole or a Bauer, where like it's like, well, yeah, I mean, like this stuff definitely helps my stuff get nastier, but I can also throw 100 miles an hour. Like if you're not one of those guys, why wouldn't you want to do something to make your stuff harder to hit?
And Bauer also uses it though, right? You assume? Is that what we're assuming?
I'd assume all of these guys are using it in some, or have before. Maybe not every single time they pitch, but like in one way or the another have done something to doctor the ball up.
All right, we'll talk more about that in like 35 minutes with Jet Passon. To be honest, did not expect to spend that much time on baseball this early. You know what I mean?
Easy fix.
Baseball stinks, but the drama around it is awesome.
Yeah.
The drama around baseball is incredible because there's all these unwritten rules, you know what I mean? And we can tie that back to what we know a little bit about, especially with the guests we have coming. There's a lot of unwritten rules in business too, isn't there?
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? And how you deal with humans and interactions and how everything goes. And then that ultimately leads to decisions being made by people with personal feelings and vendettas and maybe, a deeper relationship issue than you could ever imagine. And I think we're seeing that right now, right? Aren't we?
100%.
Aaron Rodgers and Green Bay Packers. Ladies and gentlemen, the man who signed the first contract for the Green Bay Packers with Aaron Rodgers. Joining us now is a man who hosts a lot of things. He's an author. He's a host of the Business of Sports pod. He is a triathlete, by the way.
Whoa.
Wow.
Yeah, he works out.
Wow.
Yeah, he worked at a tennis agency at the beginning of this whole thing. We can get to that. But ladies and gentlemen, big brain having man, Andrew Brandt.
Yeah, Andrew!
How are you, Bob?
I'm good. It's great to be back with you. It's been a while. Always enjoy being with you guys.
Andrew, I want to let you know, we have missed your big brain. We have missed your insight. And we are so thankful you had time to speak to us. You got to go the other way here. Yep. We are so thankful you took time to speak to us today. Know you're very busy, but man, there's something pretty big that you're involved with, basically, your name can potentially be associated with this Aaron Rodgers Green Bay Packers thing. Let me say a couple things real quick that actually contradict each other and then kind of get your take. Jones told Colin Cowherd yesterday, wide receiver, he said he has talked to Aaron. He thinks he can make this right. Okay, I've talked to Aaron. He told me it's not about the GM. He's willing to go in there and make things right or make this thing right. Okay, that's awesome. Then we hear a previous front office employee for the Packers. He says to, I think, go long, says Tyler Dahn. Here's how one former Packers front office member put it. He's not going back there. Unless they make serious changes to the front office, I doubt he's going back. That dude is not going back. I'm telling you, says former Packers front office member. Who knows if that is somebody that's an assistant? Who knows if that's somebody of importance? But there's contradicting reports coming out everywhere, Andrew. With the experience that you've had with the Packers and with Aaron Rodgers, what do you think this whole thing is? How do you think this plays out? And how did we get here, you think?
Yeah, Pat, I mean, let's start with my deja vu. We talked about this before. 15 years ago, we draft Aaron. Everybody hates it. We have boos all over. The media gives us Fs, and we have to deal with it. So I'm dealing for 3 years, Pat, 3 years where Brett's camp is calling every week saying, you know what it's like to come into work every day and sit with your replacement? That sucks. And then I'm dealing with Aaron's camp, and they're like, is he ever going to play? I mean, is he ever going to play? Then Brett's never going to retire. Is he ever going to play? And you just try to manage it, and you be professional and tactful and try to understand both sides, but you don't have answers. But when the Packers took Love a year ago, I said to you and everyone, this is going to require a lot of care and attention, of compassion, of empathy. And I don't know if the Packers have that in them, and that's been a problem. Because you have to manage Aaron, and you have to manage Love. It's not just saying, oh, yeah, we're going to move in Love whenever, and we're going to be fine. Well, Aaron's like, that's not so cool. I think he was a good soldier on your program and others for a year. He didn't make a big deal about Love, but now he's like, well, wait a minute. You want me to play MVP level, you want me to take you to a Super Bowl, and then you're going to move on to this kid. So I'm the MVP of the league, and I'm a freaking placeholder. That's no fun. And so Aaron's probably thinking like, well, let's just do this now. Instead of you moving on to Love next year, let's just do it now. And the Packers are like, no, we don't want to do this now because the kid's not ready, at least for a year. So we want you, Aaron, to sort of be a placeholder, be a seat warmer, and by the way, be the MVP of the league. And then we'll figure out next year. And I understand it. And I understand it from the Packers side, where I sat in that seat for 10 years, and I'm thinking, I don't want to tell them when we're moving on. Because as an organization, you're like, you want flexibility. And you don't want to say something you can't take back. And you want to tell Aaron, oh, yeah, we'll trade you in 2021. No, you want flexibility. So I get it. Here's my last point, Pat, and then I'll ask you questions. This is a problem that I did not fully appreciate, the chasm between the front office and Aaron. Something has gone on. This is not about Jordan Love and the pick and letting him know during the draft. This is a deep schism between the two sides.
Is that a real word? Schism?
Schism and chasm. Use whatever you want.
Those real words, yeah? Those are real. Schism isn't just like some like fodder for a squabble. Is that a real word? Is schism a real word? I'm going to use it. I'm sorry I stopped you there.
Yeah, it's like an LSCT word. It's a good word.
Fucking great word. Yeah. I mean, that is a great. I mean, that's a lawyer agent in you there.
Yeah,
I mean,
right.
that is
exactly.
that is great word there.
I know Aaron, you know Aaron, I know the Packers. I have not talked to Aaron, but I have a good sense of what's going on because he feels like there's no one in that front office that he can trust. And that's a problem. And the biggest problem to me is that everyone asks, what would you do, Andrew? What would you do, Andrew? I'd get in front of him and his agents and I'd close the doors and lock the bathrooms and we'd talk about it. But it sounds like that's been done. It sounds like LaFleur and Murphy and Gutekunst have all been out there sitting with him in L.A., and here we are. Here we are. It's the same place.
All right, Andrew. So let me ask a couple follow-ups here because I really appreciate your take on that whole thing. And I didn't even think about the potential placeholder mindset where he's like, no, you guys want to move on? Let's do it. Let's do it right now. Like that whole thing. I didn't even, because the big main story has been, hey, there's been a bunch of things that have happened over the years. And I think even the Brett Favre situation that you landed right in the middle of it, Aaron has thought back to and is like, why do the Packers always do this? Like, why is this the way this is? Do you think it's potentially because there is no owner there? Like, do you think that affects things that you've been there, right? You've had to be a part of the negotiations and decision making for the Packers. Do you think not having an owner is a problem? For instance, I think Jim Irsay gets on his Boeing 737 or whatever it is. He probably flies out to Hawaii where Miles and all them are. He says, brother, look, this is my waterfall. Come jump off this thing over here. Like, you know what? I think there's and now whenever there's no owner, but there is these people at the top, and you said you got to manage these relationships. And I'm not saying it's just the general manager, but there's also a lot of other people in the management position there that have kind of bobbled it. Do you think the lack of ownership does affect like this type of situation? And it's not the first time, obviously. There's been other legends who have been on the team who have wanted to stick around for one more year and have been forced out to go somewhere else where I think an owner would have said, no, you're a Packer or whatever. So do you think that's a part of this whole thing too?
Yeah, I do, Pat. I think I was there 10 years. I know it as well as anyone. Listen, for people that don't know, here's the structure. You have a president and you have an executive committee, you have a board of directors. All of those people defer to football. And don't tell me Murphy's got more power. They all defer to football. We'd have presentations in front of the president, the exec committee, and the board every few months. And, they're all like, sounds good to me. It's like, so the general manager of the Packers, to me, is the most powerful position that's non-ownership in the NFL. Because, like when I did a $10 million contract or a $50 million contract, there's nobody saying, hey, Andrew, that's too much. Or, hey, Andrew, it's like they trusted me. That was my deal. Oh. And the problem is when you have that much power, you're going to have a situation where there are a lack of governors sometimes. So what happens, I think, with Ted Thompson, he's an elite talent evaluator. Elite. But he didn't have great communication skills. He left it to me and John Schneider and Reggie McKenzie to deal with that side of it. Now, I don't know what Gutekunst is doing. He's obviously a disciple of Ted. And I don't know how his communication has gone with people like Aaron. But listen, superstars are different. This is the world we live in. You've got to treat them differently. We treated Brett differently, of course. And I just feel like there's some kind of thing going on there where Aaron's just a player, but that has to change.
So that June 1, post-June 1 deadline we heard about, right? We heard about the post-June 1 deadline because it saves a little bit of money. The only number that I've really thought about is the $6.8 million that he would allegedly have to write a check back to Green Bay, or 6 point something million out of a signing bonus that he got a couple years ago that he has not earned. This is the Calvin Johnson situation. This is the Barry Sanders situation. This is a Lions situation that's potentially happening with Aaron in Green Bay if he was to retire. Jim Irsay, if you do recall, actually, Andrew Luck retired 10 days before his season started. He told him to keep the 25. Yeah, just keep the 25 million, dude. Do whatever you got to do here in hopes of maybe, I'd assume, Andrew coming back and still being on good terms. But this $93,000 that Aaron is going to get fined for missing this mandatory minicamp here, it's obviously nothing. But is this the first time he'll have to write a check? How would this work? I don't think I understand, because that's more than what you would make during this time. Normally they just take it out of your check or whatever. Would he have to write the $93,000 fine check? And when would that come? Soon, or is that at the end of the year?
Well, let me just correct you on a couple of things. The $6.8 million is a roster bonus that he earned in March by being on the roster. They didn't trade him. He's on the roster. The payout on that, and you can blame me because this is the way I started payouts on roster bonuses back in the day at the Packers, is through the season. So he hasn't gotten a dime of that $6.8 million yet.
Okay, so he doesn't have to write a check then, right?
No, but at the minicamp is up to the Packers. They don't have to fine him $90,000, and my sense is they won't. The one thing that is not going to be up to the Packers. If he misses training camp, it's like $50,000 a day, and the new CBA, thanks union, they can't even rescind. The team has to charge $50,000 a day, and then you take it out of whatever money's coming later. The thing about Calvin Johnson is the retirement thing. If he retires, whatever the prorated bonus for this year, next year, the third year on his contract, just to pay back. But that's a grievance, and they have to chase him for the money and all that. Here's the bottom line, Pat. He's got two options, it seems. Play or retire, because the Packers aren't trading him. The Packers are not trading him.
Wow.
They are trading him in 2021, 2022, in my opinion. They are trading him. But they're not trading him in 2021. So he's got decisions to make.
Andrew, real quick, Andrew. Whenever you hear Bobbert Domofsky say that there's been no change in Aaron's stance, no matter what the time. Now, July 6th, he has a golf match that he is going against Tom and Phil alongside Bryson Brooksy DeChambeau. And I'm excited to see, because Charles Barkley's probably going to be on a call for that. He's going to ask. There's going to be, that is going to be something that Aaron's going to have to speak about. I assume Aaron knows that. Aaron's probably, by the way, very knowledgeable in this entire situation, both business-wise, personal-wise, will be able to talk and answer any questions that come his way, potentially during this golf match. But with that whole, you're saying he's got two options. Either he's playing for the Packers. You hear Adam Schefter say he's still strong as hell in his stance, he says, yesterday. So it's like, when does that would have to happen pretty soon. And how do you think, if you're a team, are you making this guy, because we all know, we had Chuck Pagano on yesterday. Chuck's been around 36 years. He said, I'm dying before I let that guy walk out of my building. I mean, they don't grow on trees. Jordan Love can be he might be a great player. He might be top 10 player of all time. Mm-hmm. Guess what? Still nowhere near as good as Aaron Rodgers. By the way, he might be the best player of all time. Might be the case, but that team's going to take a massive shot. How does the team get Aaron, you think, to get off of his strong as hell stance? What you said, fly out there, sit him down, and do that whole thing. That already happened. Is there any way, you think? And what do you think they should do, and how do you think they will handle it?
There's two parts to this, Pat. There's personal and financial. Financial, to me, you can work on. The numbers are the numbers. If he wants to get paid more than Mahomes, fine. If he wants future guarantees, fine. The guarantees will travel with a trade anyway. You can give him more money, which I've always said from the moment he finished the championship game. I'm like, they got to give him more money. He's the MVP. I don't know whatever the top player in the NFL makes, he should make that. But you only get to the money if you figure out the other stuff. If this was just about money, it'd be over, right? This would be done. This is not about money. Whether Aaron wants somebody fired or whether he wants some role in personnel, I don't know. I just want to feel like Aaron feels a trust from the front office. I don't know how that happens.
Yeah.
But in terms of dates, I don't care about July 6th. I don't care about the start of training camp. I think the real date is September. He doesn't need training camp. He's never going to play in a preseason game. That, to me, it's all about September. And what are they going to do to mollify him? Not financially. Feel more invested in the team. Now, some things I've brought up, Pat.
Yep.
You could, say, Aaron, you play for us this year. We'll give you a void next year. You become a free agent like Brady. You pick your team. Would Aaron do that? I think Aaron would. Would the Packers do that? I don't know. Not getting any trade compensation for Aaron Rodgers, that's going to be tough.
Yeah.
Or you say, hey, we'll readjust your contract next year to move up big money into a roster bonus in March, so we got to make a decision. We got to trade you in March rather than keep you around, during the offseason and figure it out then. That might be doable, where you say, Aaron, play for us this year, and we'll make a decision in March.
Peter King said that. I assume that's potentially getting floated out there right now as a potential olive branch being extended by both sides. We're talking to Andrew Brandt former executive for the Packers for 10 years. He was the guy who signed Aaron to his first contract while Brett was there. A wealth of information here on how the Packers operate and also how Aaron potentially operates. Andrew, we appreciate you, man. Ty Schmidt, owner of the Packers, once your boss has a question, Andrew.
Andrew, I was seeing a lot of reports this morning. They were talking about that there's a way that Rodgers would potentially retire right now and then still come back later to avoid some of these fines, or maybe come back during like the third or the fourth week of the season, hold out until then. Do you see that actually happening, or do you think we would have some sort of clarification about what's going on before the season starts?
It's going to be
Ty, some of these reports are like, theoretically, sure, that can happen. Has it ever happened? No. I mean, he would be put on the reserve retired list. He would have to come back. They would have to take him back. They'd probably have to make some cap moves to take him back. I don't think that's going to happen. I think this will be resolved before the season. And I've also read about the Carson Palmer, because his agents did the Carson Palmer thing.
Oh.
I don't see that, because here's the problem. This was floated out by Adam Schefter on draft day, I think, with a purpose, because the maximum leverage on a trade was draft day. Now we're talking about, only one or two teams that could potentially do this, and the draft picks are going to be 2022, and they're not that valuable as if they were 2021. I just don't see a way he goes somewhere else this year. I do see a way he goes somewhere else next year. And, listen, he's got to decide, if he's just going to show up and do what the Packers want him to do, which is hold the fort for another year. I do think they've wanted to move on to Love in 2022. The problem is it's 2021.
So, Andrew, on that point, do you think that if Aaron's not there, it'll be Bortles no matter what, or will it be kind of like a QB competition?
Hey, Blake Bortles is slinging the rock. We're being reported. Matt Schneidman of The Athletic said Blake Bortles is throwing dimes over there in Lambeau, Andrew.
No, it'll be Jordan. In my mind, it'll be Jordan. Listen, because I said this on Twitter, got a lot of engagement yesterday. I think the Packers are secretly fine here, with him missing minicamp. Because now you get a chance to evaluate Jordan. And when Brett used to stay in Mississippi those off seasons, we turned the team over for 4 months to Aaron Rodgers. And we're like, oh my God, look at this guy. These incredible movement skills, off the charts intelligence. We got James Jones and Greg Jennings and Donald Driver coming up to the offices and saying, oh my God, oh my God, look at this guy. And sure enough, we felt very comfortable turning the keys over to Aaron Rodgers.
All right, Brett, get the fuck out. See you later, Brett. Go back to Mississippi, make some Wrangler commercials, pal. We got this California hippie kid that's just really good. Andrew, we got to get to a break. We thank you so much for joining us every time. Your brain is immaculate. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to mollify over some things and then hopefully run into no schisms, because the big deal with Andrew Brain is he gets the job done. Host of the Business of Sports pod, ladies and gentlemen, and a columnist for Sports Illustrated, Andrew Brain. Thank you. Thank you, buddy.
Thanks, Pat.
Yep, thank you. All right, let's get out of here. We got to get to a break. He said a lot there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he did.
A couple people have tweeted that. Did Andrew Brandt invent football? That's what a couple people have tweeted.
It's possible.
Might have.
Maybe. A lot of good answers there. Now, we'll talk to A.J. Hawk here in about 15 minutes. A lot of his teammates and friends are breaking news about how this could go as of late.
Yeah.
What does A.J. know?
Been awfully quiet.
Yeah.
What does A.J. Hawk know? Sleeping at the wheel? Potentially. Lying to our faces? Probably.
Uh-huh.
Stirring toxic shit? Always.
Every day.
But does he know anything about the sitch? We'll wait 14 minutes to find out.
Yes.
Jet Passing will join us, plus your phone calls, 1-833-4-McAfee. We'll take some of those on the other side and wrap up hour one on this beautiful Wednesday, June 9th, 2021. This is the Pat McAfee Show.
You ever have one of those days when you're just having a BFS day? Your car breaks down, you gotta push it. You're drinking coffee and you spill it all over yourself like a BFS. And you're eating a meatball sub and one of the meatballs slips down and dirties your shirt. And then you gotta eat 40 Tums because of that said meatball sub. And you go outside and you go, oh shit, my car's being towed. Also sucks being a BFS when you crash an RV. We've all been there though. Yeah, I know we had a hard BFS day, but nothing's better than going home, seeing your two dogs, sup guys, walking dramatically slow right to your bed, and about to do the craziest dive of your life, and land right on your purple mattress. I'll tell you, thank you to those brothers, Tony and Terry. They made one of the most comfiest beds of all time. They developed the Purple Grid, a patent gel technology that provides support, comfort, and pressure relief. To avoid a BFS day like that, I need you to open up your browser. Type in purple.com/McAfee to get yourself one of these mattresses. And don't forget, they have pillows, seat cushions, beddings, bed frames, pet beds, and things for kids. Tell them I sent you. Have a good day.
Welcome to the pod!
His spinal cord is severed.
Look to your right. Look to your right. Look to your right a little bit.
I'm sick of you Pokemon nerds hustling my fucking dog.
I'm getting pretty sick of them too.
I only learned American history. I don't know shit about it anywhere else.
You had to. I mean,
You don't even know American history. Yeah, I do. I know almost everything about American history.
Who's our second president?
Sam Adams.
Wrong. That's a peer.
Close. John Adams.
so you got half loaves?
Yeah. You know, it turns out when you don't do all your shopping at the gas station, there are other options.
Huh. That's kind of
Wait, they have more than hot dog buns? $1 bill in America is
Undefeated.
I mean,
Tried and true.
As far as strip
You guys don't have a
clubs
$1 bill?
go. No, we got loonies and fucking undercover cop.
You a volunteer firefighter today. What is this?
I don't know. I saw these glasses. I was like, I need to grab these. Just the. I mean, it does look like. Hey, you guys want some weed?
You know where to go. Right there.
No, look left. Look left. There it is. Right here. Do a spin. Do a spin.
Yeah, that's nice.
That's
Look,
not
have a
good.
night.
Oh, Bill is bald.
Bill, that is not coming back.
Sailing, but I hit the buffet before I left and I ate so much food, dude. So much food. And I was used to being on boats, but I went on the smaller boat, like with the parasailing shit. And yeah, dude. I remember I took down like 2 pizzas, 3 burgers.
I gotta move. Don't look away. See, did you parasail the line?
No.
Look away. Look away.
I parasail puked all over the place, dude.
Dom? Like, what is
No.
that thing?
So what they did after all the stuff that happened with him, they actually cut Ron Jeremy's
that.
penis off and planted it in this pad.
This is the Pat McAfee Show on Sirius XM Mad Dog Sports Radio. We thank you for taking the time to seek out this small regional show that streams internationally. Here's Pat and the boys.
Welcome back to that show.
Well done.
Thank you. It's a beautiful Wednesday, June 9th, 2021 years after zero. Today's sponsor is Bird Dogs, which we will get to probably in the next hour.
Okay.
Shout out to Bird Dogs, by the way. They're giving out a Bird Dogs whistle ball that is undefeated. It's been used around the office a lot. Welcome back to the show. Andrew Brandt, former front office executive for the Green Bay Packers, had a lot to say in our 20-plus minute conversation with him there. He said something that, caused us to have a conversation around the CBD pipe out there. He said the GM role for the Green Bay Packers is the most powerful general manager job in the NFL because you go to the committee and the committee always defers to football. When he was saying this, because he used the words schism and mollify, I thought I didn't know the actual definition of defer. I thought the committee was defer to football in my eyes was like, they were like, yeah, football.
Go win.
So as he was saying that, though, with my initial thoughts of how the Green Bay Packers are operated, I thought he was saying defer to football like they are above football somehow. I thought I didn't understand English language there. Then he was like, no, if you want to go spend $10 million, yeah, do it. Do whatever you got to do. So that changes everything for me. With this they could have went and got Julio.
Yeah.
They could do whatever the hell they want. They can sign whoever they want. They can keep on the roster if somebody wants them on the team. They can keep
Jordy.
They can
Kuhn,
keep
Moreau.
They can keep
Randall Cobb.
They can keep
John Kuhn.
They can keep
one of the other 10 guys that they probably got rid of that Raj didn't love.
And Raj knows that the GM can. Hey, you can just literally just go and say, yeah, we can do this. So now. It was a changing of power, right? This whole thing. Mark Murphy was formerly the GM.
Well, Ted Thompson was, and then Mark Murphy is the GM now, but I know, or Gutekunst is now, but he was kind of handpicked. He used to be the head scout, but it was supposed to be like, he was a guy that I think everyone thought like he was just like a GM in holding, almost like a guy that whoever was above him could keep him under his thumb.
Very fascinating, though, that this person becomes the GM. Mark Murphy becomes president. Aaron, who's been there for 16 years now, knows how the whole operation goes with the Packers. Like, you can do all these things, and then all this stuff continues to happen. And since there is no owner, the one person that probably does get blamed is like, or the two people, it's like, you guys can change all this. You don't have to defer to a billionaire making this decision who's potentially out of touch. You're here every day. You see what we do. You see what we have to go. You can make these decisions. That leads even more to somebody being like, oh, fuck this guy. Because when there's checks and balances with a billionaire and it's their product, okay, you assume everything has to get run through them. They have to okay everything. But when the football guy is able to do whatever they want to do, I think your expectations are potentially what you would hope it is. And then whenever they make a dumb move, you're like, you're a fucking idiot. Like, can we not get another football person in there that can maybe have this amount of power over an entire operation?
Which is also why it makes it seem like, I'm thinking, like, how is this ever going to get fixed? If he knows that, and he knows that all the decisions are deferred to by the football people, and the football people haven't been doing any of the stuff that he's maybe suggested or like kind of been like, hey, this would help.
Or has done a bunch of things that aren't like good business, like the way they do things,
exactly.
Not good business. How do you change it?
What can they do at this point to separate that?
He's got to go to committee, put a deck together.
Yes.
You guys have been giving power to the wrong people, okay? And this isn't just about me. This is about the next 20 years of being a Packer here, because that's how Gutekunst is here. These people are choosing to do this, and this instead of this, and this. Could you imagine if we had this person who is able to do whatever the hell they wanted as the whole thing? Is this going to have to be a call to council to go up to the committee and have a pitch deck from Aaron? Is that what he's looking to do? That is a very, very unique situation in the NFL to be having an anomaly-like situation with a Mount Rushmore quarterback publicly probably not going back there. Tom Brady and Bill, obviously they had that situation, but Kraft was a mediator for 1 year, and then they moved on. This one, it's like a council, a committee basically, and then wow.
And then everything we hear is from either one side or the other. It's like, hey, Rodgers is dug in. He doesn't want to do anything more. And then James Jones was like, hey, listen, it's not the GM. He's willing to go in there and make it work.
James Jones. I almost called him Aaron Jones earlier. That's why I kept calling him Jones.
Different Jones.
I was like, God damn it. James Jones. Great guest, by the way.
Yeah. Awesome. He was a great Packer, too. One of Rodgers' favorite guys. But ultimately, I don't know how this gets fixed then if we take what Andrew Brandt just said, at face value.
Well, and there's really good news. AJ Hawk's on in about 6 minutes.
There we go. He knows.
He's been listening, too, by the way. We've been getting updates from AJ on how he thinks the show has been going. Mm-hmm. Maybe he should have joined us earlier. That's probably my fault. Should have asked. Normally, he's got to take care of the world and not fall asleep while driving.
Axel.
But now, we just talked a lot about the Green Bay Packers and Aaron Rodgers. We're not the only ones.
No.
I'd like that to be known. Because I will inevitably get attacked on the internet for being an Aaron Rodgers show. Well, it's the MVP show, then. It's an NFL show. And it's what every show is currently talking about, because this is massive. And also, Other than, hey, Tom Brady looks good.
Sharp.
Hey,
Crisp.
Tom Brady showed up at OTAs looking like it was Super Bowl Sunday. We all knew that was going to happen. Obviously, when there was a public shit-talking session happen between BA and Tom, there was no way in hell Tom was not going to show up his absolute best. Same with all the boys that were training elsewhere. Hey, BA, suck it. We're back in 6 minutes with AJ Hawk.
This is Remember the Titans. How's it going? My name is Pat McAfee. I do a lot of things. Today I am a professional analyst getting ready for the Thursday night football opener in beautiful Nippert Stadium with the Cincinnati Bearcats here at Higher Ground. This secluded world. Good squad, good place, excited for this morning practice. I'm obviously unbiased, but I'm pulling hard for Cincinnati to do well on Thursday night.
I like to say, only clipboard quarterback, man.
This is awesome.
And we got hopefully a future NFL kicker. Let's see what you got. Come on.
This is great for the brand. This guy's an athlete. Athlete. Athlete.
Hey, let's go. Let's go. Hey, goodness. They say kickers are athletes. We'll find out. Let's go. Pull it up.
Heads up. Heads up. Hey, I appreciate that. Thank you so much for the hospitality. Have a great day. Let's go get it. 1, 2, 3.
Going in, I'ma close the case. I can't wait no more, man. I gotta blow today. I'ma blow today. I ain't hearing what they say. Need a blue face. I've been caring about the race. I've been trying to eat. I need more than just a taste. Now they trying to talk. Oh no, they should know they place. Man, I'm ballin'. This ain't cap, baby. Now I feel like calling. From the O, but I got the music poppin'. All the time, man, it started to get obnoxious. Now I gotta drive, yeah, I'm feeling nauseous. Gotta drive top down, then I hop out. I've been feeling hot now.
It's been a good point.
Thank you.
I'll catch you up there after.
Yeah, you got it.
Appreciate you coming.
Thank you. This has been so cool to see. Whenever we were driving out here into the sticks, my boys and I from Indianapolis, we were told by Coach Fickle it was a 40-minute drive from where we live. Absolute lie, hour and a half out here. But as we were getting out here, we didn't know what we were gonna show up to. And this is such a cool scene here. I remember whenever I was in college, we won a lot of games, beat Cincinnati a couple times. It was a great day. But I remember my boys, right? Like I still am in touch with them every single day, every single week. We had this moment where we went from boys to become men. And you guys were a really young team last year, but got to experience a lot of wins. Like now the expectation level are high. And I can't wait to talk you all up on Thursday night against UCLA. UCLA refused to respond to my tweet. So I am a Bearcat fan on that opening night, and I cannot wait to watch you guys dominate. And I think this is such a cool thing. Coach, I can't thank you enough for your hospitality. I got a bunch of swag from you guys, too. This has been a cool day. Enjoy this, though. This doesn't happen a lot. Even when you get into the NFL, it's not like college. It's not like your boys. It's not like this. It's a whole different world that you'll remember forever, and I was honored to be here to watch you today, and I can't wait to watch you guys go win the thing on Thursday night and then throughout the rest of the season. Thank you so much. Cheers, boys. Thank you.
Hey, 1, 2, 3.
Travis called heads.
No!
Sorry.
You're not sorry.
I'm sorry that it worked out this way, but I told you.
You're not
I had
sorry.
to trust my instincts. You asked me what I thought. I thought it was going to be heads. I didn't
What about
wanna have to
Travis
pick it. I
Kelce
didn't know
going
you
out
put
there?
$30K on it.
I mean, was that the cleanest toss of all time?
No, it was terrible.
But that thing took one bang straight in. What a horse shit toss.
They watered the field. Old Notre Dame versus USC, they raised the grass.
You son of a bitch.
We all know that wasn't a fair coin toss.
No, it was
They should
not.
redo it.
It was a lot worse than 50-50 after fucking watching it.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people say that's why you don't bet 30,000 on a coin toss. You know?
Seems like a reasonable thing to bet 30K on.
Because you got no control. You got no control, guys. So I guess not even like a thought could go into it.
Well, Christmas is canceled.
Yeah, we're giving away a lot, but nowhere near as much as we once had thought.
No.
Remember that double 70K? Take it back.
Yeah, for sure. FanDuel just made so much money right there.
The Pat McAfee Show.
There'll be no rules for our guests, for us, for the things we could talk about.
Speaking his mind
I've never had a problem expressing my opinions or my thoughts or anything like that.
while being relatable.
I haven't had that manufactured fake-ass celebrity that a lot of people have whenever they go on those big networks. I've had a chance to really build my crew, build my following, build my audience.
And ridiculous.
What am I supposed to do? So I'm supposed to look at something that I can definitely afford and say, nah. Is that what I'm supposed to do?
The Pat McAfee Show starts in 3, 2, 1.
Welcome back. Hour 2 on this Wednesday, June 9th, 2021, live on Sirius XM, Channel 82, Mad Dog Sports Radio, and YouTube.com/the Pat McAfee Show. Big area. I had more time than I thought. It was turned down. I rushed it, but you get it.
That'll happen.
We're live on Sirius and YouTube. And joining us now, live from his attic, ladies and gentlemen, AJ Hawk.
Yeah!
AJ, great to have you. You're the best. Obviously, quick thing here before we get the jet passing. Because there's big baseball news. They're cheating over there. All right?
Come on.
If you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. But these guys cheating too much. It's getting too obvious. You're getting too good. Now we got to hammer down on it. That's classic. Can't wait to hear what Jet has to say about that. But Peter Bukowski is tweeting a series of quotes from James Jones, who was on Colin Cowherd's show. James Jones said he talked to Aaron, and, you know, he said it's not about who you're bringing in. What Rodgers wants is a little input on who you're letting out of the building. He goes on to say, when you got guys like Jordy Nelson willing to take a pay cut to play and you're saying, no, get out of here anyways, Jordy Nelson could finish sentences for Aaron Rodgers. Just because this guy can run a little bit faster doesn't mean I'm going to get more success. This is an eminently reasonable request, says Peter Bukowski. Hey, before you cut Jordy Nelson, let's talk about and actually hear my side. Ask me how valuable Julius Peppers is to our locker room before deciding not to bring him back for another year. This should already have been happening. Then Bukowski gives his take on his opinions. Great, we love Bukowski, but you don't know what Jake fucking Kumro potentially means to a quarterback like Aaron Rodgers. Okay, Bukowski, I appreciate your work, but the way he tried to say the Packers could say to him, I don't want to hear about Jake fucking good. You should want to hear from the quarterback on the guys he has to work with or what's going on in the building, especially somebody that's been there 16 years. And after what we just heard Andrew Brandt say, AJ, that the GM has the most power in the NFL, basically can do whatever, it's very... You know, it's kind of starting to make a lot more sense now on why and how, and is there any way to fix this with the word you're getting, AJ?
Well, first off, it depends on where you are and what team you are in the structure to see how much power the GM does have. Like, that's not a foolproof black and white plan. Like, hey, the GM here, he answers to nobody. Like, that's not how it is everywhere.
They answer to a committee, I was just told, by Andrew Brandt. They answer to a committee that always will defer to football, I was told. So they can do whatever they want. If it's $10 million, if you want to do this, Nah, go do what you got to do. Allegedly, that's what Andrew Brandt said. He might have been in those conversations. He had to pay you $50-some million or something like that, $100-some million, whatever the case. You deserved it. You earned it. But I'm just saying, I didn't know. I thought it was the opposite because I thought the owner would be like, yeah, go spend money, go spend money. Allegedly, the committee's like, yeah, do whatever you need to do.
Well, this is Green. You're talking just Green Bay, though, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You can see why.
Yeah, they don't have an owner. Yeah, it's not like that other team. Like that was Andrew's experience when he was in Green Bay.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying about Aaron judging the GM for the decisions being made. It's like Aaron knows at this point, like, hey, you can do whatever you want to do. So whenever you do this, is that something that's reasonable, you think, and real, what James Jones is saying there? And have you heard anything like that?
What James has said that pretty much before. I've said a lot of what James said before on this show. Like, he's kind of repeating what he has said, but it actually gives me a little...
Someone's jealous.
I'm saying of Bukowski. Like, James has said that before on Colin's show. Like, this isn't the first time James has talked like that. Maybe it wasn't on Colin's show. Maybe it was on NFL Network.
Okay, and you would know, by the way, because every piece of information that does get put out about AJ or Aaron, I see AJ get added every single time. And any piece of information that comes out, we pepper you with questions as well. We will talk about that again here in a little bit. Just wanted to hear if you had any inside information on Aaron Rodgers. What's that? He's not on. Okay.
Oh, Jet.
No gasoline.
Well, I think Zito hasn't called because we wanted to use that. I wanted to scroll through the thread to kind of maybe, poke AJ a little bit to get some information. So we had to have it on the screen there. And with that computer being used for that now, we weren't able to call Jet passing. So it's actually our fault. We're actually 2 minutes and 6 seconds late on the Jet, but it's a private jet, so we can show up on our own time. Hammer down, boys. How you guys doing? You guys win last night? Are we still winning? Are we still giving away free money or what?
Even Steven last night,
Same.
but that guy hit for $17K.
Yeah.
What happened?
Guy hit for $17,000 last night. 11-game parlay, $25 down. Said it was he got into betting because he listened to the show.
Oh, really? So you guys are leading people into dream situations. 11-game parlay for $17,000 as COVID is getting completely defeated and the world's opening back up. Hey, go have a summer, pal. Hey, go have a summer out there. Shout out to Hammer Dahn making dreams come true and lives to be lived. Now, I'm sure there have been nights where people have lost that 11-game parlay that they tried to run alongside.
That's gambling, baby.
But that is gambling, baby.
That's right.
You guys, okay, here we go. Couldn't try to delay as long, but had to.
FTJ.
Had a thumbs up. What's that?
Fuel the jet.
Yeah, had to fuel the jet. Ladies and gentlemen, joining us now, and we are 3 minutes late on this. We apologize. ESPN's MLB insider. He writes for ESPN, and he's author of The Arm. Ladies and gentlemen on TV, he's Jeff, but here he's Jet. Ladies and gentlemen, the baseball jet you need to fly to information land, Jet Pass.
Yeah, Jet!
How you doing,
What's
dude?
up, boys?
Hey, that hair is sitting high, dude. Hey, that is good hair today, Jet. That is good hair today, Jet.
Do what I can, Patrick. I bring it for you. I need a freaking haircut. It's terrible.
I was about to use a blow dryer.
Like, look at this. This is like...
Is that guy sex symbol or baseball insider? Wow, it's crazy. Jet, the hair looks good, dude. I wasn't saying that you need a cut. I thought you were trying to go for that because that is a look. You know what I mean? It looks good. Looks damn good.
I gotta be honest. I feel like it looks better in the mirror than it looks on the phone right now. It's pretty big. Like it's got volume. It's got height.
You got some bounce. You use a blow dryer on that thing?
There's a lot going on.
You use a blow dryer on that thing?
No blow dryer at all.
Nah, I don't believe it. I don't believe it. I mean, I'm impressed.
Hold on a second. There is some bullshit hair slander happening to me all the time. Over at Levitard, Mike Ryan's accusing me of dyeing my hair. Do not dye my hair. Now you're accusing me of using a blow dryer. No, this is a comb and some product.
Yeah,
that is it.
I got respect. I got respect for those guys over there for sure. And Mike Ryan, absolutely, the work he's been able to do. But your hair does not look like you dyed it. it 10,000% looks like you blow dry the top of that thing, though. If that's natural, by the way, you should be pumped about you.
Yeah.
You put a blow dryer on that thing, you might stand 7 feet tall with
Jimmy
that thing.
Neutron.
Yeah, you might be Jimmy Neutron. You know what I mean?
Top tier lettuce.
Like I'm looking at, I see it's blending in with the light in the ceiling.
All right, fucking enough of your hair. It is awesome.
Yeah, seriously.
All right.
Why do we even talk about this?
That's how good it is, because it looks like you blow dry. It doesn't look like you dyed it. It does look like you blow dried it. But anyways, let's get to this.
Let's get to cheating. Come on.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
What is this all about? We'll talk about the Pirates needing to sell the team again. That kid's a good player from what I've been told. I don't know. I don't watch, but the Pirates have cursed him. The kid misses first base on a fucking home run. Who does that? Children do it. It's the Pirates. This is 2 first base blunders within 3 weeks, and it's not our first, and it won't be our last. The Pirates needs to get out of there. Now, we'll talk about that, but we can't talk about it now because I want to talk to you about something. These unwritten rules in baseball seem to always exist, and then whenever they get abused, it leads to restriction. We saw it with the steroid era. We've seen it with the sign stealing, where you reported that the Astros didn't use an exoskeleton, but that was the story. But everybody said they stole signals. They just took it too far. Now with the pitching, it sounds like, and I might be wrong here, everybody in the history of baseball, basically, once this became a thing, has been doing this, and it's been taken too far now, and that's why they have to regulate it? Or what's going on with the whole sticky thing?
I'm going to go back, just because I want to tell this full story here. We're going to go back to, like, the 1920s. Guys have been putting garbage on baseballs for more than 100 years now. And it started off with spit and with whatever else they could. And the spitball was outlawed in 1920, and it was last thrown legally by a guy who got grandfathered in 1934. So baseball has a long and sordid history with foreign substances like this. Flash forward to about 2010. When a company called TrackMan, which is a Danish company that uses a radar to, it was originally made for golf. TrackMan comes in and it starts tracking the spin on baseballs that are being thrown. And all of a sudden, guys are recognizing, if I throw something with more spin, Pat, it's going to be more effective, especially fastballs, sliders, curveballs. And so guys start saying to themselves, okay, how do I throw with more spin? They try and do it naturally. They can't do it. All of a sudden, they start mixing on their, on their bicep. They put a little bit of sunscreen and mix it with rosin. And they got a little tackiness, and they start throwing it with more spin. And then they're like, okay, if I can do that with sunscreen and rosin, what if I go and, melt something inside of a Coke can, like I'm a junkie, and use that stuff? And they start doing that. And so you got like home brew going on now. Like, it's getting really real here. And then they go past the home brew stuff, and they're like, okay, what is the stickiest substance I can find? And they find something called spider tack. And spider tack was made by one of those world's strongest man power lifters out of rosin and polymers and all sorts of things, so that when you pick up those 300-pound Atlas stones, your hands do not lose grip on them.
Hey, you got to put it up on the thing. It's not easy.
On
the thing. Yeah, and I saw a guy using that thing, and I think he was a power lifter. He was holding just a brick up with his hand wide open with that spider stuff on it. It was there. Sorry, AJ. This is something I got to talk about. Was there ever a fear that it'd be too sticky, like those spider gloves by spiders? It might be too sticky for that. And then, has there ever been a moment where a guy has, you know what I mean? Like it is, maybe the bowling ball has gotten stuck to the finger. Has that ever happened?
Okay. Yeah. So I talking to pitchers about this, I've talked to a few guys who have used spider tack, and they say there's concern that at some point, if they rip off a fastball or a slider too hard, that their skin's going to go with it. Like, that's how tacky this stuff is.
I fucking love baseball, dude.
Yeah. And so, cheating in baseball are like peanut butter and jelly, man. Like, they just go together. And you always have guys who are looking for an edge. In this, Pat, here's the thing. This was a definitive edge. Because if you look, now the whole thing with spin is it's measured in RPMs, revolutions per minute. If you look at the difference between a fastball that spins at about 2,200 RPMs versus one that spins it 2,400, you start losing 20 points off the batting average. 2,600, you lose 40 or 50 points. 2,800, we're talking about an almost unhittable fastball at that point. And the reason behind that is because, this is. I'm going to get a little nerdy here.
Please do.
I mean, come on, if the shoe fits.
Bingo. That hair.
You guys, Pat, in your baseball career, did you ever see a ball that looked like it was rising? Like a fastball when it was coming to you, that it looked like it was almost going up?
No, I had all fastballs that were right down the middle and one curveball that I think went from my head all the way to my ankles in a matter of whatever thing. That's all. I didn't see anything going up, though.
Okay, so what happens with fastballs? When a fastball is thrown, what you're trying to do is to impart as much like pure backspin on it as possible. And the harder you spin it, a fastball is just going toward the plate and falling very slowly, right?
Okay.
It falls even slower when it has more backspin on it. So it almost looks to the eyes that are trained and calibrated to see this ball going down. It almost looks like it's rising. So if you can throw that four-seam fastball with a ton of spin on it, you're going to have a huge advantage if you can throw it up in the zone. And pitchers recognize this, and they took advantage of it. That's the reason you see so many high fastballs these days. It's because guys are using goo on their hands that allows them to get those higher spin rates, and they're going off and breaking out bangers down in the zone. And the slider spin rate across baseball has increased by 300 over the last few years. I mean, it's almost like I'm just trying to think this. Imagine taking your leg when you were kicking and punting and adding another 10 yards to either.
Stadiums couldn't afford it, pal. Stadiums couldn't afford it, pal. What do you have, AJ? Sorry about that.
Well, Jet, so how rampant is the use? And players obviously had to be aware of this. Like hitters know that there's probably some pitchers on their team using it, so it's all around the league. Like, is this something that it's been known forever, and are pitchers pretty open, at least like in the clubhouse, about it?
So here's the interesting part of it. That's a great question, AJ. Here's the interesting part about it. Hitters up until this year actually had been okay with the idea that pitchers were using this, because pitchers had been saying for years, hey guys, we throw harder than we ever have before. This stuff gives us control. It allows us to keep you safe when you're out there. And hitters were like, all right. Then hitters started hitting 237 across the sport and realized that we suck when guys are throwing 2,500 RPM fastballs and 3,000 RPM sliders. And it's almost, there are parallels here with the steroid era. And I'm not trying to say that using spider tack is equivalent to shooting Deca into your butt. Like, I don't think that's the same.
What do you know
thing
about Deca, Jet? Is that what that hair's sitting all about? Is that what you know?
Yeah, you know it, buddy. What I am saying is steroids started becoming a big deal in baseball when pitchers realized that they were at a disadvantage against these hitters who had turned into monsters. Spin rate and sticky stuff is becoming an issue in baseball when hitters realize that they have nothing to combat what they're going against on the mound right now. Yeah. And so that's why we're hearing about it right now. Up until this point, the only way to stop this was to have managers say to umpires, hey, whoever's out there doing this is using a foreign substance. The problem is managers were never going to say that, guys, because their guys were doing the exact same thing. Yeah, and they didn't want to narc on their guys by trying to talk about others.
And that seemed to be the case whenever, I think this first maybe a month ago, maybe, I don't know how many, whenever it first got into my timeline, which means it had to have been a pretty big thing, you saw the pitcher actually look at the other person, and it was almost like, oh, you want to start this? Like, is that what we're... It was almost like the pitchers were very upset that this was now becoming something, because it's like, we all know that this is how we do it. How come baseball is filled with so many of these things? Is it because the sport is so terrible? Like, why is it that there's all these things that have to happen and then a big explosion? How come they can't just, shake hands? and treat this like a gentleman's sport.
Please.
Hey, if you want to eat Deca, go ahead and do it. We're going to do it too, though. If you want to put deadlifting sticky stuff on your fingers, cool. But then when you said is the batters were like, there's nothing we could put on our bats to make them better. So that's why. Is there ever going to stop? And what's the next one, you think? Because it's always sign stealing was one.
It's always something. I wish I knew what the next one was, but it's very interesting the way that baseball's cheating scandals go. They always start with something sort of small and innocuous. And for example, in the sign stealing case, the Red Sox using an Apple Watch to try and relay signs and sign stealing.
That was the Astros. The Astros are
the Yankees. I'll start with the Yankees.
No.
Chris Young.
I'm just saying. That's just I hate to say it, that's just the truth. It starts there. They don't get disciplined, and when there's not discipline for these lesser things, which, by the way, I'm not trying to equate the Red Sox and Astros. They did different things. But when there's not discipline for these lesser things, all of a sudden, teams and players are like, well, okay, if you're not going to crack down on us for that, what's the logical endpoint here? We're going to take this as far as it possibly can go until you say to us that this is a problem. Baseball players love pushing boundaries. They're like my kid. My kid's like, hey, can I have an Oreo for dessert? I'm like, sure, you can have an Oreo. Then he says, can I have 2 Oreos? And I'm like, no, you dick, you can't have 2 Oreos. I said
Jesus.
1 Oreo.
That's what I'm talking about.
Take it easy, dude.
Hell yeah.
That's not how you're supposed to. You must be
That's what I'm
from
talking
Boston
about.
or whatever. Gumpy's our baseball gambler here. That first 5 thing he has absolutely been raking on. Go ahead, Gumpy.
Yeah, Jet, how about these hitters start, slapping the ball the other way instead of swinging for the fences, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Why don't we hit for average like the old days?
Yeah. How about you stop sounding like you're 65?
Oh my God! Oh my God! The jet plane just went from the foul line on the Canadian bearded Gumpy. Whoa! Jeez Louise. I don't know where we go.
Answer the question, Jet. I mean, what players just want to hit 220 with 50 home runs? Like,
get paid, dude.
Hey, Gump, I'm super excited that you love singles. Congratulations.
Oh my God!
What is going on?
He fucking took he did a full. Oh my God! Oh my God! He's on one of those. Those hoops that you can drop down to 7.5, 8 feet.
In the driveway.
Then Gump's just staring. It's even like a slam ball. It might even be a trampoline.
Yeah.
And Gump's just standing there, just
It's
like,
a
charge, it's a charge. It's a charge.
ticker.
This is tough, dude. Hey, right now, I want to let you know, Rex Chapman's just blocker charging your ass. Everything that comes out of your mouth with old fucking Jet dunking on. Thank you, Jet. We want to see home runs too. Go ahead, Todd.
Jet, if this is the case, though, with everyone cheating, then why do guys like Garrett Cole and Bauer and the fucking studs, why do they have to answer for it? It's bullshit. Everyone's doing it.
But Garrett Cole's the one who's getting paid $324 million, and Trevor Bauer's the one who's getting paid $45 million a year, and they just happen to be 2 of the guys who have had the biggest increases in spin rate. I mean, when Garrett Cole goes from 2,100 and change to 2,500 and change.
RPMs we're talking about.
Yeah, but he's still got incredible
Talk about
stuff.
RPMs.
Revving it up.
Rotates?
Yeah, I mean, you can have incredible stuff. Barry Bonds had an incredible career where he won 3 MVPs. Why did he go out and use steroids? Did he need to do that? No, but he still chose to do it. I mean, this is the pursuit of excellence, guys, is a very intoxicating thing. This isn't just baseball. This is life. Like, if you want to go out and do great things, and there's something there, and you have a league that is saying. Not just saying, but showing that they're not going to crack down on it. I don't sit here and blame these guys for doing what they did when Major League Baseball essentially, I'm not even going to say they swept it under the rug. They just acted like it didn't happen. Do you guys remember? This is back in 2017. Brett Cecil threw a pitch. He was with the St. Louis Cardinals, and I believe it bounced and Yadier Molina couldn't find it. And he couldn't find it because it was stuck to his chest protector. And at that point, Major League Baseball had a chance to go in and say, okay, something is really wrong here. Something is screwed up here. Instead, Major League Baseball didn't say a thing. Brett Cecil said, I don't know how it happened. And Yadier Molina called the person who asked about it an idiot, essentially. So, this is just baseball trying to hide what any person with logic, with sense, with anything sees as completely ridiculous. Baseball for years on this subject treated its fans like morons, and now it's paying the price for that.
You're right, Jet. We appreciate you so much, man. I just had to quit him in that bat. Quit in a bat.
2-2 count right now.
2-2. Jet, you're the absolute best, dude. Thanks for making baseball simple for all of us. We appreciate you so much. What's coming up next? You doing any more? Hey, this guy does documentaries. Yeah. You are telling fabulous stories. I hope more people see them on a regular basis. What's next, Jet? What are we talking about next?
I feel like I'm going to be talking about sticky stuff and goo for a while. So that's what we got.
Are you going to do you're going to do investigative journalism? Are you going are you going to try to find out?
Might be doing a little investigation, Patrick.
Ooh. Let's go back. Go ahead, AJ.
Hey, what do the pitchers say if someone asks them about their spin rate and how it all of a sudden jumps up year 10 or whatever?
Yeah, that's the thing, AJ. They don't say anything because there's nothing to say. Trevor Bauer is an interesting person in this case because for years he has talked about how spin rate was a clear indicator that people were cheating because he would go to a lab, a driveline lab out in Seattle, and he would do experiments with spin rate, trying to figure out how to naturally increase spin rate and never could figure out how to do it. Like, this is a guy who every day would go in there, and then he would test out some of these products, and it became clear to him that if your spin rate was jumping like that, then you were using something, and he would say guys are cheating. Then all of a sudden, his spin rate jumps more than anybody's, and he's never admitted, but it's like if you can't beat him, join him, and that's part of what Major League Baseball is going to be using. I mean, this is not just about umpires who are going to be going out to the mound potentially or to the dugout in between innings, like looking at dudes' belts, their gloves, their necks, everything, looking for foreign substances. This has a technological element to it too, where Major League Baseball is using the StatCast system that it has to try and catch cheaters. I wrote a story about it today, and it's like precogs. It's like in Minority Report that they're trying to catch the cheaters, catch the criminals before they even commit the crime.
Well, this is just like back when the CIA was giving the drugs and the guns to the people they were trying to arrest.
That's right.
I mean, this is baseball has okayed something, but when those spin rates be jumping, those spin rates be cruel. Everybody's got to shut them down. And that's what's going on. I'm excited to see your reporting, Jet, and we thank you so much for joining us, pal. I thank you so much. Did you hear our guy Tone Diggs is playing in a celebrity softball game over at the Washington Wild Things Park?
Tony.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. So he's gonna get one of those pages that I'm on, playing in a big ballpark, a professional ballpark. And don't you get one of those things?
Plaque.
No, like my stats are on a website that he has to look at every day. What is that website that has all the baseball stats on it?
Baseballreference.com.
Bingo. Is Diggs going to be on there after this celebrity softball game?
I'll get him on there.
Hell yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. Ladies and gentlemen,
Thank you,
Jet
Jet.
Pass. Thank you, Jet.
Thank you, Jet.
You're the best, Jet.
You guys got to
Counts
finish that.
2-2, boys.
It's 2-2. So let's finish this at bat. Keep this game moving.
Dude.
Bases.
Can he see us? Can he see us when we're on there? I think such a disrespectful move.
That was not.
Promote the game.
I was listening. Okay.
We were promoting. I was not. I was sweating. I couldn't handle it, man.
Normally I can swallow it. Normally I can get a laugh and I can just very professionally put myself in a place, swallow it down, put it deep down into the gut, and then still get a sentence out. I could not get that one down. While I was about to follow up, I started laughing into the That's a shame for Jet because he was saying something really important then too. I hope everybody was listening to what he was saying. It was just for us when we're talking baseball, it's hard not to get the bat out. It's hard not to throw some pitches. Ain't that right, AJ?
I mean, yeah, you lured me out of there. I was trying to not look at you. I was trying to just look at Jet's head, and I could just feel you like out of the periph. And then all of a sudden Connor says good eye, and then I lost it after that.
All right, here we go.
I was trying to get. I didn't know all the different ways for a pitch. I thought I was going to almost get hit with one.
Yeah.
That was. I thought of that too late.
Nice. That was that curveball.
Yeah, I saw that. That one was first when I did the.
Yeah, that was good.
God, yeah.
That was close too.
Yeah, it was a ball though. I think it was called a ball.
It was a ball outside.
In baseball, I haven't played enough. You know, when those ones you think and you hear the ump go ball, that has to be a pretty good feeling.
Oh yeah.
Because I had a pretty good feeling there on that imaginary ball when you guys called ball. I was like, well, I thought it was a strike.
It was close. It was close.
I tell you what, the ump really gave me some.
Yeah, it's outside.
Because in my head, I was going to act as if that was strike.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You guys call ball. It's like, oh, whole different fucking.
Hitters count.
What if I get a foul too if that thing goes full count?
Foul!
Because I guess.
I mean,
that's. What a dumb fucking show, dude. We covered baseball, though.
Hell yeah.
We covered baseball. We got all the answers, too, by the way. He's going to dive into this thing. 1920, they started cheating, I guess. Yeah. And by cheating, they put a little spit on it, I guess. Probably grip it up a little bit or whatever. Get a little moisture.
hey, how did this start? How did everything start with this spider tack?
So, 1920.
1920.
It's
Yeah.
funny.
No, were you listening?
Welcome to the fucking show, dude. Welcome to the show.
What are we talking about now?
Josh Donaldson got butt hurt because he can't hit, so that's how it all
Not
started.
just him. There's also like perfect games, shutouts happening. There's a lower hit rate happening across the entire league. And then that situation I alluded to, if I saw it, I assume that was a pretty big thing in baseball where some coach, manager, whatever you get it in baseball, the person that's in charge of coaching, but is named the manager.
Yeah, the manager.
You got it.
The skipper goes out. They fight.
Wears a uniform.
He gets and cleats and a hat.
Just in case.
He just as an adult and a 70-plus-year-old drunk adult dressed up.
Tony.
Tony La Russa down there.
Yep.
But somebody sends out somebody, and the pitcher's first reaction, which was interesting to me, and maybe it wasn't the pitcher, maybe somebody else, they were like, oh, you're going to start this, basically. And I think the caption was even like, if this is getting started like this, it was, and it felt as if, we all like, oh, so everybody does this. Like, we kind of learned about it. It's like in the NHL when that ref was caught on a hot mic where he's like, hey, pal, had to get one against Nashville.
Had to fucking get you guys, boys.
And then the next day, everybody that does hockey is like, yeah, that's like game flow is something that happens. Makeup calls happen in hockey. It's a part of our sport, and everybody kind of moved on. With this thing, instead of everybody just being like, oh, that's what baseball players do, that's what pitchers do, it sounds like hitters are still like, oh, no, if we can get rid of this, let's go ahead and try to do that. I don't know. There'll probably be a happy medium. There'll be an overreaction at first, and then over the next couple of years, just like the K-ball situation in the NFL, they'll start working ways back in, if I had to guess, right? How to do
Yeah, probably. I mean, there's also, like, when he's saying that, like, if everyone's doing it, like, how do you police that? Like, I mean, I guess you could just be like, okay, no one's going to do it, but it's part of the game. It has been.
Hey, AJ, what do they say on the defensive side of the ball?
I don't know. Tell me.
If we're all wrong, we're all right.
That is a good point, yes.
So if everybody's doing it, is everybody right? I don't know. I mean, that is...
Is everybody doing it? Like, is this something that, like, is it just like what, how when you play basketball, a lot of guys step on the little deal to get their shoes clean right before at the scorer's table. Is it something like that where it's just this is what you do when you pitch?
No, I don't think it's like stepping onto something to get the dust off of your shoes. While
superstitious.
I
mean, is it just your routine? Is it part of what you do?
No, I think it makes everybody better. He just talked about the RPM that goes up there, and I think the reason why everybody doing it is no longer an advantage to people that maybe aren't the greatest that are using it, because everybody has gotten better substantially. So maybe the people that were mostly doing it weren't the high-end guys, maybe, I don't know. Like Trevor Bauer, I think he's the best guy. He was like, these guys are cheating, then he goes to Seattle, and he comes back with a 400 RPM jump on his fastball or something like that. Like, oh, this guy's doing it. So I think everybody has done it. That is something, I think, and that's like Garrett Cole. Hey, this is the last thing we'll talk about this. Garrett Cole got asked about it last night in a press conference. And there's a couple different ways to judge what he is doing here. My way is I think he has thought about having to give this answer very, very in-depthly. Is that a word?
Yeah.
Good for me, dude. I'm trying to mollify this back into... everything.
No chasms.
I'm having a little bit of a schism right now with football and baseball, tying it back in there. But I think he has had to think of an answer for this because he knew he was inevitably going to. And I think there's a moment where it's going to look like he is, oh no. But I think he was trying to recall, how did I think about getting the fuck out of this question without saying anything? And I thought he handled it very well. But this did not look great, I don't think, for Gary Cole, for baseball, or for anybody. I think this was last night.
And have you ever used spider tap while pitching?
Great question.
I don't.
What? Are you?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know if. I don't quite know how to answer that, to be honest.
Okay, here we go. Be honest with him.
I mean, there are customs and practices that
here we go.
Have been passed down from older players to younger players, from the last generation of players
like wiping
to
your
this
shoes.
generation of players, and
wiping your shoes.
Fucking
that common.
I think.
He can
there
lie.
are
It doesn't
some
matter.
things that are certainly out of bounds in that regard. And,
Like he's not under oath
and,
here.
I stood pretty
For real,
firm in terms of that, in terms of the communication between our peers and whatnot. And I, again, like I mentioned earlier, there's, this is important to a lot of people that love the game, and this is including the players in this room, including fans, including teams. And so if MLB wants to legislate some more stuff, that's a conversation that we can have, because
everybody's doing
ultimately
it.
we should all be pulling in the same direction on it.
Bingo, we're all pulling the same direction in on this, he says at the end of it. But there was a couple pauses in the middle. It was like, oh, there's a guilty guy. Oh, there's, and then his answer was, I don't want to bury anybody in particular. I don't want to put myself into a position, compromising position here, but I would like to speak on it, the generational and this is how this goes. So I don't think it is like putting your feet on the thing, because that's done in public and everybody knows that is happening. I think this is something that is happening, but nobody really knows about until now. And if you're baseball, I guess you regulate it. I guess you just make it a rule. Hey, you're only allowed to have this much shit on your hat or something like that. Is that what they'll have to do? Is that how they'll meet in the middle here?
I mean, I guess that's how you could do it. Or bring back the fucking juice baseballs. There you go. You give a little bit of incentive to the hitters, and guys can still do this and let it be.
Juice, you're saying?
Let the boys juice. Hit the ball out of the park. Give us what we want.
Gump doesn't want that.
No, I'm fine with
No,
juice,
you
man.
want singles. I completely forgot about that. That was before me and AJ's baseball game.
I was talking about hitting for average. Barry Bonds hit like 370 and still hit the most home runs ever.
Well, and who's the guy, Japanese guy?
Shohei Ohtani.
Ichiro. That is also Japanese baseball player that I'm a big fan of. But Ichiro, I guess, they said he could have been a home run hitter if he wanted to, but he was just singles and doubles.
Yeah, fuck it.
There's nothing wrong with hitting 350. That is good too.
Well, Jet Paston says you're a stooge.
Yeah, he's talking about the 1920s.
It's not going to bring any new viewers.
What, singles and doubles?
No.
I think high scoring would.
Absolutely.
Yeah, high scoring, home runs, not advancing the runner one base at a time. Great baseball, but I'm just saying for entertainment purposes, if you want more people to watch the sport.
I remember when I was trying to really push that my ghost runner was faster than everybody else's ghost runner.
That's a good one.
That was a fun time. He would have got to third. Let's get to a break. We're back on the other side with some phone calls. AJ, I can't wait for it, dude. It's been a really good show by us today. We talked about everything.
Yeah.
Had a couple at bats.
Mm-hmm.
Covered it all.
2-2 is the count.
Yeah.
Yeah, right now.
Hey, we'll finish it before the end of the year, or end the show. Don't you worry about that, dude. I was trying to figure out how I was going to take a hack. I was thinking about laying a bunt down. And sprinting out of the frame.
Yeah.
But I noticed the Jet did not know we were doing it.
No.
He was in his zone.
Can he see us? What does he see on his end?
Could be, I don't know. He could have been in his zone, too.
What do you see?
There's times where...
There's no way he's in the zone, and he didn't watch you take 7 pitches, and I threw you one at the end.
You never know. He was talking about...
He also didn't notice earlier when you hit that balance point pitching and held it for about 3 minutes, 4 minutes.
Hey, I was pretty active in that conversation with Jet. I cramped in my hip.
Oh, yeah.
That's why I had to get down.
Good balance, but you weren't wobbling.
In my head, 1 minute into that, 2 minutes into that, I was like, I'm gonna do this for the rest of the fucking convo. I'm gonna do this for the whole thing. And then he got through an answer to another one, and all of a sudden my entire, like right now, it just started cramping. I'm just cramping up there. That's not even the leg I'm good at. You know, because when you're punting and kicking, it's your left leg, obviously. So I can normally stand on this one for about as long as we need to. You know what I mean? This one can move too. I mean, we are out here.
Yeah.
The right leg, this hip ain't worth a fuck, dude. That thing started locking up on me. You know what I mean? That's a shame, but thanks, Jet, for stopping by.
I thought you were going to fire that ball through the camera, too, at one point.
This one?
Yeah, just right through it.
Well, I was thinking about...
Yeah,
increasing the spin rate.
Boom! You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Straight!
By the way, I was going to throw it, and then I got to right here, and I thought about that kid from Virginia who did that balk clearly.
Oh, yeah.
Yesterday.
Yeah, he lifted. This dude was pitching. He's the Kenny Powers of college baseball. That's what the internet has deemed him. Guys, electrifying. But he pitched. He did one of these, sat on it, and then he fell off and threw a guy out at third. It was like, how long can you sit there? Because if it's every time, I assume you're allowed to do it.
Yeah, as long as you don't make a move towards home.
What if you just fucking lock that thing
Hold it in.
Someone run. Go ahead. I dare you.
I mean, I would just get back to the base.
Then you pitch the ball. No chance for a steal.
Yeah. Well, if you can hold that for 45 seconds and then pitch a strike that a guy's not going to hit out of the park, good luck.
Well, that guy's also sitting in that batter's box for 45 seconds too. Just
right.
What the?
True.
He's AJ Hawking at the
Falling
wheel.
asleep. Yeah.
Fucking AJ Hawking.
You might be onto something. Yeah.
My crane pose is like the sun setting in Ohio with AJ behind the wheel. Just go ahead and sleep, dude. That's what that kid was doing. He was holding that thing up 5 seconds.
Oh, yeah.
Then they missed the tag at third. Still called him out.
Yeah.
Oh, Dominion got fucked there. Let's get to a break. We're back on the other side. Woo Pig Suey. Are we still in it?
Woo Pig Suey, baby.
Let's go Hogs, dude. Let's go win a natty down there.
Come on, Hogs!
Hey, Pat McAfee Show, Wednesday, June 9th. We're back on the other side. They want to play for the Yankees one day. The people I'm playing against. They want to play for the fucking Yankees.
Check out, like, in there, we put a little surprise in there for you.
About to get iced, it feels like. I mean, let's start the day, I guess.
What the fuck you get
It's great to be a member of the Washington Wild Things baseball team. We're number 1 in the league, right?
Yeah, let's fucking go.
Fuck everybody. Fuck everybody else. When I take BP, will there be anybody telling me how to fuck the hit? No. Feels like the wind's blowing this way. Might have to attack that fence tonight, huh? Hey, you got it! Does the DJ play heaters like this all night? I started hitting 2 days tonight. Oh, you'll be fine. I think I figured it out.
You'll probably only face 90 miles an hour tonight.
Is that me in the game there? This is a good at bat. This is a good at bat. Oh shit! Oh shit! Give me it!
1-1 pitch.
Let's go!
Line drive.
Oh,
right
son of a
at
bitch!
the
That came down a lot faster than I thought, though. Let's be honest.
It's deep, and it is off the wall. Field it up.
Excuse me! If you could all get off of my dick, we would be better off. Tell you what, would have been nice to take a nap earlier.
Another throw.
Get back!
First.
You have to tell me when that's happening. You're making me look bad. Hey, Steven, fuck you. Hey, fuck you, Steven. Hey, nice pitch. 149. Does that feel good, Steven? Oh, wow. Wow.
He tosses him the ball.
Wow. Back to being a player now. Making plays. Touchdown. What inning is it?
Top of the second.
Jesus. But it was finally my time to get in that box.
Number 1, the right fielder, the former punter from West Virginia, a former Indianapolis Colt, and a current Barstool Sports personality, Pat McAfee.
The anticipation is real.
Oh, fuck.
Hit out.
I'm in the hole? Son of a bitch, this is about to happen.
And that will bring up Pat McAfee once again.
First pitch from Reynaldo Lopez, swing and a miss by McAfee.
Hey, what was that? And the catcher goes, I had to give you one.
Lift off speed.
What was that? Then I look at the pitcher, and he's smiling. He's like laughing, like he's toying with me like I'm a child. It all comes down to this. My last at bat. Hey, I'm gonna get on. You bring me home.
This is your life on the line, fucker.
Let me tell you something. You're going to take an L, okay? You're going to take one.
So I think that the close your eyes and swing method is perfect for you.
Oh, this is hardball.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Jesus. You have no prayer.
All right. Number one, right fielder, Pat McAfee.
Oh, boy.
Oh, this is the thing.
Let's go!
Sold myself for student loans. Also mental goal, plus the middle where to go. I'm posted at the row, smoking pot with Monaco. Supposed to be at home, told my parents adios. Comma closed in my checking, yeah, I'm broke. It's all good though, lately I've been on a roll. You know, the blue collar, boo saga, lifestyle of Chicago. Well, it's always details with the females. Cheap thrills, 3 bills, paying wholesale. Ba-da-ba-ba, the beat goes on.
This is the Pat McAfee Show on Sirius XM Mad Dog Sports Radio. We thank you for taking the time to seek out this small regional show that streams internationally. Here's Pat and the boys.
It's warming up and almost summer, which means bird dogs are back.
Yeah.
Bird dogs are the best and most comfortable pair of shorts that have ever existed. They stole Lululemon's designer and are just doing it better. Did bird dogs do it again? Or did bird dogs do it again? First, it was nunchucks. Then it was a charcuterie board. Then it was a camo hat.
Good hat.
Then it was clogs that looked eerily similar to Crocs. Now, with every purchase at birddogs.com, promo code PATSBALL, you get the old school Nerf whistle ball that flies 7,000 yards when Michael Vick throws that thing. When people think about fun in the sun, they think about what shorts am I wearing? Well, I should be wearing the most comfortable shorts that ever exist. That's what bird dogs have. They have built-in underwear, but it's not the old school net underwear that gets your testes tangled. No. This is built-in underwear from the finest of fabric that goes down to your middle of your thigh, making boxers or underwear obsolete. You can dress them up or dress them down. You can swim, you can work out. And when you're out in the yard, maybe having the time of your life in these comfortable shorts that move with you, not against you, you throw this whistle ball to a friend. They whistle, they laugh, they celebrate, they throw it back. That is what that is what bird dogs in summer are all about. Birddogs.com, promo code PATSBALL. Win one of these awesome, or not win. Yeah, I guess we all win in this particular case.
That's right.
Get one of these whistle balls from our friends at Bird Dogs, and also the most comfortable pair of shorts you have ever worn.
By far.
AQ Shipley sent me he FaceTimed me a couple days ago. He's like, he's Bird Dog shorts. Huh? What are we doing? I was like, what do you mean, what are we doing? He was like, I'm starting to lose some weight. I need some, outside stuff, maybe some swim things. Is this real or not? I'm like, yeah, get them, pal.
Very real.
He's like, all right, because I still got legs, but also the gut's getting smaller. I'm starting to, Bird Dogs, you're going to love them. They are great. Do you have any of these? Has Bruce sent you any, AJ?
Yeah, Bruce did send me a package of Bird Dogs out. Of course, they're awesome, man.
Okay, so we have some updates around the world of sport. We've talked about the Packers a lot today, ad nauseum. Okay, I mean, it has really been the story of the day is the Aaron Rodgers missing the mandatory minicamp. Yesterday, Bobbert Tomovsky profiled how Jordan Love looked on the field as the quarterback. We talked to Andrew Brandt. He said he absolutely loved this time when Brett Favre wasn't in the offseason because they got to see Aaron Rodgers run the show. It actually made their entire decision to potentially move to Aaron Rodgers much easier because they got a chance to watch him work with the guys. Now Jordan Love's getting the opportunity. Yesterday, Jordan Love did not have a great day. If you go back in time to what Bob Domofsky said, Jordan Love's first crack at the 2-minute drill, parenthesi that we've seen, barely gets past midfield and ends with him skying a pass over wide open Malik Taylor's head on 4th and 7 from the plus 46. Bob Domofsky says, hey, this no Aaron Rodgers, Jordan Love era is off to a rocky start here on day one of mandatory minicamp. Fast forward to today. Bob Domofsky, a non-biased, right down the middle reporter says, what a day for Jordan Love. What a stretch for Jordan Love. Wheel route to Sauce. A.J. Dillon down the sideline for 30 yards. Then a free play, penalty, offsides. Did he draw somebody offsides with his cannons? Deep ball to Lazard for 45. Deep corner route to Juwan Winfrey for 30. So 30, 45. That's 105 yards.
Wow.
Holy shit.
I don't know if that's...
Playing on 200
Deep
yard
sideline
field.
Aaron Jones for 30. There's another... They're playing on 200-yard field, make it harder in practice. But I assume this is in a drill. He was so on fire, the tight end coach, Justin Allen, started fanning him. Okay, like, hey, cool him down. Cool him down. Never would have guessed that a rookie quarterback or a young quarterback would have looked better, maybe after some failures or whatever. But good for Jordan Love, making some plays, making that first-round trade that they made to get him in there. Seemed like something that might make sense. None of this means anything in the grand scheme of things, but I'm happy for Jordan Love because he has been buried since the day he got there. No, it's not his fault. I feel like we've said that since the beginning. Nice to see him potentially having some success, AJ Hawk.
Yeah, and probably the most likely thing it's going to do is build his confidence up a little bit, especially since this is an open practice, the first one that's open. Doesn't have a great day and then comes back with a stretch like this, as Domofsky says. But you think Domofsky's doing this to try to rustle Aaron's feathers? Like, Aaron's like, I got to get back in there and get my job.
Is this a schism between Bob Domofsky and Aaron Rodgers? Because Bob knows if Aaron's not in Green Bay, guess what, Bob? There's probably not that many hits coming to you. You know what I mean? I don't know how many people are reading there, but Bob's a talented guy. Bob.
Oh, yeah, talented writer.
Fantastic.
Bob could cover whatever Bob needs to cover, okay? But we are, let's also live in a reality that if Aaron's not in Green Bay, let's assume that small market, big team name, big legacy, maybe Bob doesn't get as many incredibly electric hits. Maybe Bob's ruffling the feathers, but also maybe we should talk about Jordan Love's mental toughness. He has been buried. He must either stay completely, like blinders on, like a horse race, or he just must be able to take it and move on to have a good day. I assume tonight he's going to lay his head down and be like, you know what? I obviously didn't ask to be in this position, but goddamn, it's nice to complete some passes so people can talk about me not being the biggest bust and maybe the reason why the Packers' long reign of greatness ends in this entire thing.
No matter what happens with Rodgers, every time you can count on going to the trends and seeing Jordan Love right there at the top. Because
every
people
day.
Bury him no matter what. It's nice to see for him.
And I will say, to our show's credit, we don't deserve a lot of credit for anything. Okay,
There's a lot of people getting credit for.
Okay, all right. Well, our show does not deserve a lot of credit for anything. I mean, a lot of people. I'm not saying it. I'm not getting into it. But a lot of people, the thing about Jordan is, all right, we have been on his side since the beginning. This is not Jordan Love's fault. I feel like we had said a lot, probably good dude. Hey, this is not him. This is just, he's a part of this whole thing. But it's hard, I think, for some people not to immediately jump onto something. In Jordan Love, whenever he's trending, it is never good.
Oh, it's terrible.
I have never seen his name trending for something good. Maybe when he was in college, but I think even since draft night, his name was trending and it wasn't good.
Yeah.
And it's been this, but that's the NFL.
Yeah.
All right, that's going to happen, I guess. It stinks for him. I'm happy people are saying he's having a great day. I guess Bob Domofsky has another tweet. Don't forget about Ben Kurt. He wins the 2-minute with a 50-yard TD pass to Winfrey on a busted coverage. All right, Kurt out there.
There you go, Kurt.
Blake Bortles yesterday down the sideline. Now we got Jordan Love making plays.
Plenty of
Ben
options.
Kurt, look what's going on in Green Bay over there. Huh, Ty? You got to be pumped about this.
Yeah, I'm a little more concerned about reading all these, defense busted coverage, 50-yard touchdown. Jesus fucking Christ, do we stop anybody all day?
Scotty Miller took advantage of this on a 4th down. Did we not learn anything? What is going on out there?
Christ.
AJ, what's going on with the defense that you are the all-time leading tackler for? They're getting mussed on.
They just installed this scheme. They brought the new D coordinator in. Obviously, Pettin's not there anymore, so you got to give him a little bit of time, guys.
Bro, see ball, get ball. Everybody knows that.
Yeah.
You guys were crushing it yesterday. What was that, blind squirrel finding a nut?
Yeah.
What is going on with this defense? Jordan Love threw for 135 yards in one drive.
Yeah. How does that happen? What is going on? Tighten it up, coach. Fuck!
Yeah, I heard a little Canadian accent. Vegas Golden Knights are back.
Yeah, here we go, boys. Here we fucking go. Stoner.
Last night was a great game. Did you watch this game at all?
I did not see it.
It went into overtime. Marc-Andre Fleury was standing on his head, except for with 0.8 of a second left in the first period. He just lets a cake one clap right over his shoulder. Tried to reach across, and he gave a full, golly, sorry. It was a great game. The Knights were dominating that game.
Yeah.
A lot of shots. Old buddy was standing on his head over. That was a good hockey game last
Great
night.
hockey game. And, luckily, I turned it off after the first quarter goal. I was pretty pissed. I was like, all right, excuse me.
First quarter.
Thought they were going to get their ass beat. Hey, Maff stands on his head. And I've been beating this drum for weeks now. Fucking Stoner, baby. Stoner comes through in OT 50 seconds in. The Knights are hot. Hottest team in the NHL right now.
I don't know if that's correct, because the Hobbs actually.
You know what? We'll be waiting for you.
Oh,
we'll
we're ready. We're ready. We're ready.
You checked out the first quarter of their series.
I did.
All right.
Those games out are late. What are you going to do? Starts at 10 p.m.
Overtime, too.
Yeah.
Hey, NBA happened last night, too. Congrats, Joker. MVP.
Yeah, baby, Joker.
Hour 3 is on the other side of this 6-minute break. We will take phone calls then, we promise. We've kind of said that a few times. We will on the other side. This is the Pat McAfee Show. I just saw a picture of you getting out of, I think, a 757 that was from Jim Irsay. What was that, and have you ever been in that plane before?
I thought it was like the team plane to fly all of the Indianapolis Colts. Literally, it's got the logo on it, Pat, and it was awesome. But look, that's just Jim. Pat, I had a wonderful 14 years there. It's obviously the team that I wanted to play for always. I understood the decision he had to make, and no hard feelings, and for him to send his plane to fly me and my son down here, it was a great gesture. A lot of room for me and Marshall. We were throwing the football. Pretty cool experience. Pretty cool father-son weekend.
By the way, as he's moving from event to event right now, you are the best, dude. Where are you headed right now?
I'm going to the game. I got Lynch. I got Faneca. I got these guys in the background.
Boys, congratulations. Yeah. Congratulations, boys. All right, Peyton. Oh, hey, there he is. Marshall, I hope you enjoyed that plane, pal. Hey, Peyton, last thing here. You talking to Tom Brady, you becoming friends with him. It was interesting to watch. Oh, yeah, take the photo. Take the photo. All right, we will wrap this up.
Well, I'll tell you, Pat, I don't think anybody can do what Tom has done. Look, I know how hard it was for me to get on the same page with my receivers, learn a new system, learn new coaches. But I had a full off season. I was injured. I was rehabbing. The fact that Tom has done this in a COVID pandemic off season, no time to meet with his receivers. He met with his coaches illegally by breaking into Byron Leftwich's house. So besides that, it's been incredible what he's been able to accomplish, and he deserves all the credit. His leadership is what's put the Bucs in this game today, and I have great respect for him because I know how hard it is, but he deserves all the credit.
Hey, how did you know Red 18 was coming?
Pat, I can't tell you how much I appreciate you telling that story and just growing the legend. That was about the 18th time I tried it. I was 17 going into that. And, when it doesn't hit, you just keep walking and nobody ever really tells you about it. So when it hit, I was as surprised as you were. And the reaction from some of the some of the good old folks there in the casino that night was pretty special.
Well, I appreciate you doing that. You made me and those folks in the casino a bunch of money. Congrats on the Hall of Fame nod. Thank you for spending time. Enjoy yourself at the game, Peyton.
Pat, thanks, pal. I appreciate you.
The Sheriff Hall of Famer, Peyton. He walks all the way up. Oh! Sleep! Sleep! This is not the one that I saw.
Oh, good.
Oh, my God. Can we go back to the beginning, please? Listen, go back to the beginning. This guy, pause. That guy was sitting one section over in this blue polo shirt wearing son of a bitch who's here with his friend, by the way, right here. They're just having a good old day at the ballpark. Old buddy in the glasses back here. Oh, this has been fun. Look at this guy up here with the wife is maybe the wife and the guy up there. They're kind of intrigued to see what's going on. Padres guy said, hey, listen, I've been locked in my fucking house for 13 months. I'm going to come to a ball game and you're going to say dumb shit? I don't think so, pal. He walks over, 45 yards, casually, eyes ready to go, not fists ready to go, though. Just outside, no, calm. What you got a fucking problem, pal? People smiling down here. They know something's about to happen. We got a camera out. We would like to see the alternate angle from this particular person. But what a moment here. We beat COVID. We are back. Old buddy here needs to watch out for right hooks. Bow! Buckled. What, bitch? He said. What? And then he gets tackled by everybody else, backpedals. Everybody watches this happen. What a Jeez. What? He says. What, dude? What? What? Damn. Oh, my. What was said by who? Hey, as we get back into society, let's remember, people will punch you in the fucking mouth.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Y se frena, la verdad que no eres así, Tell me this again, ¿cómo puede ir? Se revela, baila con frenesí, Tell me this again, ¿cómo puede ir? La verdad que no eres así, Tell me this again, ¿cómo puede ir? Se revela, baila con frenesí, te conozco y te lo digo, dale, ya no soy tu enemigo, dale.
The Pat McAfee Show.
There'll be no rules for our guests, for us, for the things we can talk about. Yes,
speaking his mind.
I've never had a problem expressing my opinions or my thoughts or anything like that.
While being relatable.
I haven't had that manufactured fake-ass celebrity that a lot of people have whenever they go on those big networks. I've had a chance to really build my crew, build my following, build my audience.
And ridiculous.
What am I supposed to do? So I'm supposed to look at something that I can definitely afford and say, nah. Is that what I'm supposed to do?
The Pat McAfee Show starts in 3, 2, 1.
Yeah, welcome back. Yeah, I heard your angle you were trying to work while I was still speaking. I appreciate it. I respect it. You tried to rephrase it as if it was something different. Welcome back. Zito's the voice in my ear now, and it is a wild time to be alive. Whenever things are coming in live at the time, it is pretty fantastic. Zito had something he wanted to get in, know, and it was awesome. And I heard him, and I kind of waved off the pitch. So he, couple seconds later, 35 seconds later, he rephrased it in a different fashion while I'm still pitching at the moment. And I'm like, oh, here we go. He's trying to.
Well, you did say that Bob was trying to ruffle Aaron Rodgers, and this is another tweet.
Yeah,
was ruffling.
It was the Kurt Benkert tweet. Because at the beginning, while we were talking about Jordan Love having a good day, and the entire story of since draft day, we're trying to paint the whole picture. Zito's in my ear. Hey, don't forget about Kurt. He's in my ear about Kurt Benkert, basically.
We got some blown coverage, though.
So then as I continue to talk, I'm like, not now, we are literally telling Jordan Love's life story at this point, you know what I mean? And then all of a sudden he goes, oh, we got another Bob Domofsky tweet. He wanted me to think that it was another Jordan Love tweet. He reframed it. And in my head, I was like, no, I saw the tweet. That was, he's still talking about the Kurt tweet. So then we finish up and then he goes again, another tweet? Yeah, he goes, another. It's magic right now. I want to let everybody know there's a little behind the curtain, which I'm not sure any of those Emmy-winning shows are doing that. And that's probably why. Hey, big night last night on the internet. A lot of people winning some stuff. I'm happy for everybody out there that won that stuff, AJ. That's big night. Nate Burleson crushed.
What did they win? What happened?
2-2.
They got tweets. No, we're not. they got tweets, videos, awards, the whole thing. I think it is.
Wait, was it an award show?
Sports Emmys, AJ.
It's a sports Emmy. Sports
Your
Emmy.
people.
There were speeches. This is what we talked about with you at Augusta. You know, stumbling around drunk with cigars, probably rubbing shoulders with these Emmys voters or whatever. And you don't even say anything. You actually said you talked to nobody there. Had a chance to maybe get us in the running for this whole thing. You said no. The award winners came last. Sports Center, best daily show. That beat out the Dan Patrick Show that was also nominated. I guess Dan has never won one. So
what?
Yeah, that's what I saw in the reaction to the Sports Center winning the daily one. I saw a lot of DP Show fans coming in there saying Dan's never won one. This is kind of bullshit. And now, listen, I'm not going to bury anybody at Sports Center because I saw a lot of people that work at Sports Center. They're very proud of Sports Center winning, and we appreciate everything Sports Center has done. But I fall in the, hey, get Dan Patrick a fucking, get him an Emmy.
What's going on here?
He needs one.
Hey, they talk. They don't just run other people's rights.
Hey, wasn't Striggs
other
up for
people's
that?
content. What's that?
Wasn't that a category that Striggs and Good Morning Football was up for as well?
Yeah, Nate Burleson could have been a 3 Emmy winner last night if Good Morning Football beats it. Sports Center, great show. Okay, listen, congratulations, you did your thing. But learning that Dan Patrick's never won one, I think, via a bunch of tweets from his listeners saying, hey, this is bullshit, that was kind of alarming in my eyes. Now, I don't think any of them, okay, can touch Nate Burleson's day. I mean, he had Nickelodeon. Won one for best playoff coverage.
Yep.
He won one for, I think,
It was like emerging studio personality or something like that.
Sports personality as well. He cleaned up. Nate Burleson fucking crushed last night. Ex-NFL player doing that. Congrats, brother. Happy for him. Happy for the whole thing. It was a big, hey, we did it or hey, we didn't do it night on Twitter last night, though, for a lot of the sports folks I seen. It was a big deal, I guess.
I usually see stuff like that. I had zero idea. Was there a show like on, or was it all? Did they like give Zoom speeches? How'd it go?
There was a couple recorded speeches. I think like Nate did record a speech and put it out.
Acho did one that was live.
Acho did a live. Or
he was like in the studio, and then when they announced
what did he win?
Up and coming sports personality.
I thought that was Nate Burleson.
Huh.
That's
Is there
what
one
Ty
for
just said.
best commercial?
Probably a list somewhere.
I could be wrong, but I don't know.
Has to be best commercial for that Lexus.
I mean, I don't know how we would ever find this out.
Breakout sports personality.
Might have been that.
There we go. So is that different than the up and coming
Well,
one?
that's what I do remember seeing that. I was like, that's kind of the same thing that these guys won, but it was just like a different name for each of them.
Okay.
I could be wrong.
By the way, another ex-NFL player winning more sports Emmys. I'm all about.
Acho won Outstanding Personality Emerging On-Air Talent.
Okay, what did Nate Burleson win?
Looking.
Everything else, I think.
Is there like a comeback broadcaster of the year? Someone maybe had a scandal, something DUI, came back, and everyone forgot about it.
There's Drive by Castellano.
Yeah, Tom Brenneman was.
Day one. He did not have a comeback.
No, he did not.
He did not have a comeback.
He didn't win.
No, he's doing a Puerto Rican baseball league.
I don't know how long that's going to last either, especially with the way he gets with that money.
Burleson won for Outstanding Sports Personality / Studio Analyst.
And also the Nickelodeon playoff.
Yeah, the Lex
game.
Lumpkin game.
Lex Lumpkin won as well. Shout out fucking Lex, dude. Friend of the show.
Boy, Lex.
I believe Dan has one as an individual, but not for the DP show.
Oh, so the whole crew.
I think Dan has won when he was on SportsCenter for like.
Oh, for SportsCenter winning. Yeah,
and
because
him
he would have
being
been.
studio.
Hey, where is he now?
Or whatever.
Where is Dan?
He's on Plus.
Peacock?
Yeah.
Peacock, did you say?
He's on the Plus network.
He's on
Peacock Plus. It's bigger.
Hey, listen. Doesn't Peacock have two different settings? They have the premiere and then the actual?
They do.
Yeah, so he's on the super duper one, I think. He was picked up by the cock. Peacock. Him and Rich Eisen are both on the cock. Peacock. Just like every WWE pay-per-view. Hell in a Cell's right around the corner, by the way. Only available on the cock.
Hell yeah.
Peacock. But yeah, he's over there, I think. I think so. I'm not 100% sure.
I think Dan's actually got 12 of them for himself.
Dan Patrick has 12.
I think he got it for when he was hosting studio or Football Night in America as well for studio host.
God damn, is that more or less than Ernie and them for that weekly? They have a weekly studio show. I think they've won like the last 11.
Hey, what about Peyton? Like Peyton's places should be up for something.
Documentary of some sort. I mean, docu-series, something like that. That's very well done, by the way.
Incredible.
Very, very well done. I don't know how any of it works. Allegedly, we have to sign up for that. That's never going to happen. Don't know how to tell you how we think we're like. I don't know if I'd be able to put pen to pad or fingers to thing saying we deserve to win an award for what we do.
You don't understand.
I don't know if I'll ever be able
What
to.
if you had to put a 5-minute reel together? What kind of clips would you put together?
We actually were asked to do that one time.
Yeah.
We did it, and then it got chopped and screwed into something different. It's like, all right, never doing that again either. So I don't know if we'll ever be up for one, but I am very happy for a lot of people that we know that got a chance to celebrate their hard work last night on the internet via a Sports Emmy win. I'm very happy for them. A lot of great work, especially coming out of a time where sports were stopped. So it wasn't an easy time to be in the sports media world by any means. And congratulations to everybody.
Like, what about Kyle Brandt? Do you know what he's doing while he's in Australia quarantined for 2 weeks?
I could guess because I think I was on a call to potentially host the same show that he's hosting down there. And I was not offered the job, by the way. Kyle Brandt clearly was. And
what is it?
That's going to be a tough. That's going to be a tough vein if Kyle Brandt and I. We probably are, huh? Energy, sports stooges, whites.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm never going to get anything with Kyle Brandt.
Well, you played in the league.
Yeah, but Kyle Brandt is the league right now with Good Morning Football. You know what I mean? That is a little bit different.
He is the shield.
He is the shield. I mean, there are some things but I do know what it is, potentially. I do, unless there's numerous things.
It must be pretty big to go there and quarantine for 2 weeks. Like, you're either getting a big old paycheck and it's a big old show or something. I don't know.
So also, I don't know if Australia is doing some sort of like, hey, come film something over here, right? So unless the thing that I had heard about is it, which would make sense, by the way, that I was, because similar, I think, that kind of just slapped me in the mouth there just about 3 minutes ago, whatever that was. That's going to be tough for a little bit here. If that is because I am a big Kyle Brandt fan. Have to make sure everybody on earth knows that. But unless there's a bunch of things that are being filmed over there, I think I do know what it is. It's going to be cool. It's going to be really cool. He's probably going to do a great job. That's why he agreed to go quarantine down under for 17 days and locked in a hotel room or whatever. Is Australia open or no?
I think so, because they had the AFL games. They had packed out houses.
So
quarantine, yeah.
Australia's open, and they're like, "Yeah, you're coming from America. Don't trust you."
I think they're very strict though, because
get into the biodome, pal.
Right now.
I saw there was a couple cases like in a province or something, and they shut that thing down for.
Yeah,
like a
they're
week.
still in lockdown as of 2 days ago.
Yeah.
All of Australia or parts of Australia? Because that's a big ass island, right?
Huge continent.
Australia's Melbourne eyes way out of COVID-19 lockdown as
We were both
cases
right.
ease.
That's right.
Say what you said again. Me and Sarah talking about continents.
Australia's Melbourne eyes way out of COVID-19 lockdown as cases ease.
So does that mean the whole place is locked down or just parts of it? Because what was happening? No, that was in Paris.
It was extended in Melbourne, so it feels like most of it is still locked down.
What about Sydney?
Was it the Australia Open, right?
Yeah.
That was where somebody down the road had it and they shut down everything.
Yeah.
Is that who's all Canada's doing that same thing, right? That's kind of how Canada is.
Yeah, you can't. Like, even with the vaccine, if I tried to go home, I'd still have to quarantine for 2 weeks.
No, but is Canada open right now?
No, it's not.
So what are they? They're waiting until there's 0 cases of COVID to open back up. Is that what's going on?
I have no idea. The numbers were never bad.
That's why Hogset's waiting. Just to, it's a worldly
But
state.
their vaccine's not even set up properly.
This is going to distribute them, right? So like and that is a whole different conversation. But like this is fascinating because when we celebrated beating COVID the other day, and we talked about Hogset's decision being the only city here, by the way, in the NFL that has not said by fall we'll probably be able to be at full capacity or whatever. Only city still saying no. We've had a full conversation and about it. I was tweeted by somebody from Germany, at German something, and they told me that it was American ignorance what I was saying, and that the mayor cares about something. And I almost dunked on the German Twitter person to me in epic proportion. And I won't do that now.
Come on,
because I got a lot of
it.
respect for the country, actually.
Absolutely.
And the NFL is heading over to
That's
Germany.
right. Yeah.
And I assume they're locked down over there as well. I assume is Germany currently locked down? Because the way that tweet from that German person, the way it sounded like they're still locked down looking out, and they're smarter than everybody, you know what I mean? And the Germans have had, you know, I mean, I'm not a big fucking historian, but like, hey, maybe you do.
I believe they
just
are
question what the government's saying every once in a while.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Maybe,
especially there.
Maybe that's something to fucking try out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But with that being said, the NFL's going to Germany, and they love fucking football over there.
Yep.
It's the second or third largest country for NFL shop purchases. I mean, that was announced today in a memo that was released by Ian Rappaport that they're utilizing an agency, a consulting firm in London to find them a potential home in Germany, and they're going to listen to people pitch them on why Frankfurt, which great airport, good beer in that airport, good city, they should be the home. Berlin should be the home. How about Stuttgart or whatever should be the home? I guess they're trying to figure out Munich. I guess they're trying to figure out where and who is going to be the home, and they're expecting pitches from, I assume, these German cities and mayors and things like that. Their hogsets are pitching why their city should be the home of the NFL. And I guess Bjorn Werner over there has a football bromance podcast. It's big. And the only reason why I know it's big is because when I say a fact, a matter of fact, Bjorn Werner is a worse ping pong player than me. By far. Not even a question. When I say that, I get attacked by a lot of people that listen to his podcast. And I'm going to be honest, I do not give Bjorn Werner and his following enough credit. Germany rolls deep when it comes to like NFL love. His show does very well. They have massive studio over there. They spend a lot of money. I'm excited that the Germans are getting involved in the NFL, just like the old World League. No, what was it called?
NFL Europe.
NFL Europe, where a lot of people have started, by the way. Vinatieri was over there. I think Kurt Warner, Andrew Luck's dad ran the Rhine Fire, I think, over there for a long time. I mean, it has deep history. I'm excited that they're, you know, kind of reaching their way into Germany. And this is just one more step, by the way, for total global domination of the NFL. Start in London. Okay, then we'll go to Germany. Then what's next? They used to have games in Asia. They're going to get to Australia at some point with all those punters. They're going to go down to Africa, I assume, at some point. I mean, as more and more players make the league from these countries, and as it continues to become this globally, you know, dominant sport, I assume this is only going to grow and grow, AJ.
Well, so they're saying Germany's going to get a game. Are they also saying Germany is a possibility to have a full NFL team someday if London gets one?
No, I do not think that has even been referenced. And I think that London team thing has died off as well. Now that Khan is investing in Jacksonville and Urban Meyer's down there, I think that's kind of been stopped. That was a conversation piece where somebody would split time. And the logistics never made any sense on how that would work. They would have to have a stateside performance center where they can work out people middle of the week. It would just... That'd be very difficult, but in the memo, they say every 8 years, every single team will make a Europe trip so they can diversify the teams and the fans that are seen by the European audience. So it feels like they're really investing in Europe, and I think it's because they see soccer and they know we're about to win the World Cup, and they're like, hey, listen, not just your sport we're good at, by the way. Here's a little bit more of our sport that we're good at, and that's probably a good strategy there by Jerry, Kraft, Irsay, and Roger Goodell saying now's the time to kind of infiltrate all of Europe. You know, smart move, good business move.
A smart move, but you think you're going to see the Cowboys playing overseas anytime soon? And they have to find a way to give them a big kickback because he's not losing a home game.
Yeah, it's like $78 million he makes every home game down there at the Jerry World. They should turn heel, though. They're called America's team. I mean, that should be a... You know what I mean?
Full-blown tour.
That could be a full heel. You know what I mean? Like, we are America's team coming over here. Let's show you how it goes. And then the other team would automatically be representing Europe then, right? It would be like the Ryder Cup, and the other team doesn't even know it if the Dallas Cowboys go over there as America's team. I like European fan bases. I watched that Pink documentary. She performed at Wembley. Those fans they're wild.
They're nuts.
Soccer fans, obviously insane. If we get them in the NFL, that's all. You can like both. You can like your sport that's a little bit different. You know, it's like it's like Scotch. You know, your sport.
Uh-huh.
Here's us. Just come on, bong some beers. You know what I mean? Do what you got to do. Have a good time with us. You can do both out here.
Why not?
Why
I mean,
not?
how many, I mean, those people over there, they're probably not watching as many soccer games, I mean, if you get invested in the NFL, shit, you got all these teams you can cheer for. You don't need to just cheer for your team that's, right there. You can cheer for 32 of them.
Hey, here you go. And by the way, whenever you go over and play, did you ever play in England, AJ?
Never did.
I think the Packers are the only team who have never gone over there.
That's because their owner's like, I don't want to make any money over there. Oh, they don't have any. The GM.
Yeah, fair.
The
Let 'em
GM
go.
didn't say that. We don't need any fans over there. We got enough fans over here. It's just American sports, basically. I went on a USO tour to Japan, and I've talked about this at length. But it's when you go over there, it's not just Colts fans that are coming to see you. It's like you're a piece of America. You know what I mean? Like you're a piece of America for the military that are over there. So people had no idea who the fuck I was. They were not Colts fans, but getting a chance to come say what's up, they're forced to do it, which that's a whole nother conversation in and of itself. Like some of these guys do not want to spend their downtime like this. And it's like, hey, I'm so sorry that this is what you're kind of being forced to do. But a lot of them seem genuine, like, hey, no, it's a break of whatever this is. And you're just a piece of America almost. In England, when we played over there, it felt like we were just a piece of America. People that were based in Europe in the military, people maybe that have business over there. And also, just European people that are massive fans. Because I saw baseball jerseys.
Mm-hmm.
I saw baseball jerseys. I saw Kobe Bryant jerseys at the thing. I saw a lot of NFL teams represented in the fan. It was almost just like a celebration, like, hey, here we go. I assume it's going to be like that for some time, and the NFL should profit off it. That's like a good move. The players are going to hate it, though. I mean, the more trips to Europe, the worse for everybody. But now that I'm out of it and I don't have to do it, like, hey, fucking get them over there. I feel like a bad guy.
I mean, I don't think guys, they're probably not mad if they go once, but I think if you're on a team or you're somewhere, you get bounced around to different teams and you go 2-3 years in a row, that may get a bit old.
Okay, so listen, you guys are reigning champs. We're trying to build in Europe, you know what I mean? Patty Mahomes, you guys are leading in London. And by the way, week 15, you guys are in Rhine, Germany.
Come on back.
All right, we're trying to just take over. You get it, right? And make sure these are high scoring too. When you guys get over
Points.
Points. We need this thing to be electrifying. It's, how much will the NFL try to dominate over there? Okay, and this is going to be a hell of a tie together here. But does the NFL want to go over there and dominate quickly or not? Does the NFL want to do a slow burn and want to introduce a sport, or do they want to go over and try to win? Like, do they want to do that? I assume they want to go slow. Let me tell you what I was trying to tie together here. So NXT and AEW on Wednesday nights had the first ever, like, hey, wrestling, same time, same night, head-to-head thing since like way back with the Monday Night Wars when WCW came in. It was like a real thing, and there was a lot of conversation. I think there for a long time, I think AEW lost a couple of nights. I'm not sure who was all on those shows when they lost, but there was a couple of nights where they did lose to NXT. And then, for a long time, though, AEW was a couple 100,000. And Nielsen rating, by the way, we know absolutely nothing about. But like AEW was winning the ratings war. But if WWE wanted to, I mean, you just have one, you bring one Brock Lesnar appearance on a Wednesday night. You bring one, like if WWE really wanted to. And this is not WWE people telling me this. Okay, this is me being a part of that for a little bit, kind of like hearing how it was talked about on the internet and thinking to myself, like, if they really wanted to, this could be, and I never pitched it, I never thought it, I never talked to anybody at WWE, but like, if the NFL really wanted to, and they were like, all right, here we go. Showtime Chiefs are over there.
Yeah.
Hey, Tampa's going over there. This is what we're doing. And I don't think the players would love that, but if they really wanted to, I think they could in a lot of places because our sport's a fucking good one, AJ. It's a very, very good sport.
Like having practices open leading up where like you can get autographs, you can watch everything, do press conferences, that whole nine. Instead, because they usually go on Friday or Saturday.
It depends. Each team has a different thing now. We went a couple days before. Some people go the whole entire week before to get adjusted. There's a parade, but it's very. If they really wanted to, I think our sport could go over. Now, European people are going to bash me for this. I understand it's never going to be soccer over there, but I'm just saying our sport, I think, would be enjoyed by those, a lot of hard-nosed people over there in Europe are like, all right, I'm starting to get it. These guys are good. They were sending us the fucking Jaguars for we got
real team.
You know what I mean? Like I think that's a real thing.
I think absolutely it's a real thing. I think that's part of DAZN's whole business model. I think if you're in, I don't know if Germany is one of them, but there's definitely countries over there. Yeah, the only place you can watch NFL football is on DAZN.
Italy, I don't know if they still have them. I don't know if they still have Italy, Germany, Canada. I think Brazil. And
Spain, maybe?
Spain, I think, is another one. The Italy thing, because whenever we went over there, it was like, there's a chance the Pope's going to be watching this.
Yeah.
Yep.
If they were to expand internationally, you'd think they'd add a team in Canada or Mexico before like a London.
I feel like they think they already got.
Yeah.
They have those.
Canada's already won, dude. It's massive.
Yeah, you got to go.
So that's why you put a team up there, right?
But
though? Because
they're close to everywhere, though. Like, Seattle's close to where I live. Like,
And then
Toronto's close to Buffalo. Like, it's all right there.
And you have to deal with international taxes then, right?
Yeah.
And I don't know how that is. I just know that we played in Toronto one week, and I made negative $4,000.
You had to pay to play there.
Yeah, you got taxed. It was a
Adam
preseason
Thielen.
game, but they taxed you on your full year salary as opposed to what you were paid that week. So you're only paid like $800 or something because it's a preseason game, and then they're taxing you on your entire year's salary. Yeah, it was a fucked up situation. Yeah, this is like whenever Edgerrin James, there was a preseason game supposed to be in Japan somewhere, and the amount of money that it was going to cost and the sleep schedule to go over there. Edgerrin James, I think he said, I think he pulled his hamstring the day before they left. It was in a preseason, and he said the closest he's going to be to Japan is what's that restaurant? Famous restaurant?
Benihana.
Yeah. Benihana. And then like this almost caused like a big This caused like a big thing because Edgerrin James is now Hall of Fame. Edgerrin James, he was like a star. He was going to be one of the main things. And Edge was like, I ain't doing it. No way. They ended up forcing him to go. He did not play, but I assume his taxes were still just absolutely unbelievable. And if you put a team in camp, hey, I would love to have the Canadian Lions.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whatever. What's that?
Easy.
Yeah.
All
I'm
right.
just saying.
Fucking Winnipeg
Why
Lions.
did you have to go with the Lions?
I wouldn't mind that happening. Okay, in Mexico would be cool too. They had a couple games down there. I think that has been interesting every single time. It seems like there's always maybe some catastrophe that's coming right before, and then the game goes off without a hitch. And the guys kicking and punting the ball since it's 7 miles in the sky are sending that thing 95 yards. I wanted to play down there very bad, but I'm not sure the international home team is going to happen. I just don't think it's going to happen. I think they'll take it on the road like a tour almost, and I think they'll do Australia. I don't know how they'll make that work, especially with how far away it is in the time zone change and everything like that. I think they'll go to Africa. I think they'll have a game in Africa as more and more players come from African countries into the league. I think they'll do all of that if they're doing business. It's just like, how fast will they do all this?
What do you think? Hey, do you think the new Concorde jet that they're going to start building again that can get anywhere in the world in 4 hours has any impact on it?
What if that's Roger Goodell behind that whole thing? We got to get these boys down to Australia.
Wow.
Fucking.
I mean, it's going to be like 10 years, though, until they're built, I think.
Bezos is going to space.
Yeah.
With his brother.
Hey, that's a bad idea. We touched on this the other day. That's a bad idea, Jeff. Hey, Jeff, learn from Elon just a little bit. I know you two have kind of been having like a who's got a bigger sword contest for a long time at this point, but Elon is like a space guy. In his first rocket, I think, what they say, 7 million pieces it blew into?
Yeah, disintegrated almost.
Yeah, immediately. I don't know. Bezos, I don't know if now's the time just to take your own life, pal, because you want to show off with your new spaceship. Fun.
I saw today, I think Branson's trying to get up there before Bezos does.
Well, Branson has been in this game since long before
long
Elon.
time.
Long before. And by the way, I think his company was potentially the one that sent me an email asking if I wanted to pay $250,000 to go to space. That was a long time ago. And it never came to fruition. And I thought to myself, man, I made it if these are the emails I'm getting. You know what I mean? That's a pretty cool email to get. I would not do it, but that was a long... Hey, that guy, he'll pop off his island every once in a while, because he lives out there with Mariah Carey or whatever. And then he'll just drop in out of nowhere. Oh yeah, we...
Mariah Carey. You saw that, Cribs?
He's a maniac. He was Elon Musk long before Elon. He was the first, like...
I've heard his airline's very nice. I've never flown it.
Virgin, there's only like 7 of them, I think. I've never got to hop on that plane either. I heard it's awesome. I heard it's first class, the entire thing. I've never seen one or been in a position to fly on one, though.
I don't think it's first class in the whole plane. I may have flown once or twice. I always look for it.
Zito, can you look? I think it's first class, the entire plane. And that was
No,
the big...
absolutely not. No.
Huh.
Well, wait.
Please pull that one up, Zeke.
Have to.
I thought that's
the whole plane. The whole plane is so it's like a big plane that flies NBA players around. They're all just first class seats.
No, but I think that was its selling point, wasn't it? It's like
No, I think they're cool looking. They have cool lighting. I'm sure first class is awesome, but I don't think the whole plane is first class.
Okay.
It may have been. They've been absorbed by Alaska Airlines now. So
Alaska Airlines?
Yeah, it's Russell Wilson, man.
Did fucking Aldi just buy out Virgin? What's that?
I remember last year being like seeing like Alaska Airlines was like the #1 rated airline, like nicest airline.
Well, I've heard Alaska's a hell of a vacation, too.
Oh, yeah.
I had a teammate that went up there and did like an Alaskan cruise. They rented their own. Is that the whole thing?
It says that's that's like, I don't know.
That's the whole plane, dude.
Yeah.
That's the whole plane, dude.
It's not.
That's row 18.
That's the whole plane.
It's not. I can easily pull up. If you want me to pull up a picture of the rest of the plane, I can. But he's not allowed to do it, I guess.
Oh, Zito is? Well, excuse me. I can't talk to him. He can talk to me, dude. I can anything that I say to Zito.
Every photo looks like this.
Bingo. Okay, and maybe that's not how it is, but that's how it was marketed. Was everything? And they got me because I was always like, oh, I want to get on one. And then I realized like, oh, there's only like 4 flights that this thing does. Alaska, though, I've heard. I had a teammate that got a boat or whatever out there and did an Alaskan cruise. It's like a 6-day thing they did where they cruise around like glaciers and they saw whales and then this beautiful. I guess it's very gorgeous up there. You just got to worry about Putin potentially sending a rocket over your shoulder. Right?
Northern Lights and stuff up there too. Alaska's gorgeous.
I didn't know they had the Northern Lights.
Yeah,
I seen those one time on like 15 edibles flying home from the London game. That's how you tie it back to football right there.
Oh, yeah.
I seen the Northern Lights flying back from that game in London. It was pretty nice. Now, I probably saw a little better than everybody else with where I was mentally. But
out of the window.
It was pretty good, yeah. And I played dominoes too, anything. I fucked it up. I lost the game.
Well, you're looking at the lights.
Oh, Northern Lights, the edible. We just lost to the Jags. Blake Bortles punted a ball in his stands. It wasn't a penalty. What are we doing? Can I do that? I got called for a false start. I mean, it was.
Would you take a step?
No. It was Walt.
Oh, as a holder, you did?
Yeah. I had. Listen. I understand that Aaron has a great cadence. You know, Andrew Luck, amazing cadence. Peyton Manning was able to draw people off sides. I think my cadence and the amount of success that it had was something that did not really get talked about enough. And Walt was trying to hold me fucking back, okay? They made rules that, you couldn't move your head forward, quarterbacks, remember? They weren't allowed to move any part of their body forward. So all of a sudden, I had refs in training camp telling me, like, hey, quarterbacks can't do it. You can't do it either. So can I open my hand? What can I do? You can open your hand, but it can't move. So I literally worked on, like, barking while not moving at all. Would have got a guy to jump off sides in London town, right over the center. Would have been a 1-yard, 2-point conversion. Perfect, execute, watch the film. Guy jumped off sides. Walt Anderson says to the ref, that the other ref that was calling it on D lineman, I'm calling it on 1. And then just fucking marks it off. Vinatieri's got to kick a 30-some yard extra point with a brand new ball because Walt Anderson only let us use the brand new balls, not the beat up balls. So that's why it was a bad game. Okay, I didn't appreciate it. I hated Walt. We had to fly out second because we lost. You just sit at this stadium basically until the Jags go through their TSA. I mean, it was just like.
Hey, what does that look and sound like, though, when you get a false start? I've never seen it happen on the holder.
When I get one?
Yeah, like when you got one.
False start number 1.
What do you say? What do you do?
They throw a flag.
So Walt Anderson literally turned to the thing.
I want you to. Can you demonstrate what you did that made him throw the flag?
Oh, what I did?
Yeah.
I just gave great cadence, dude. Just watch film.
But you did? Can you do it without moving your head, though? Let me see.
Yeah. You gotta. No, I can't move my hand. I just can't move forward. So you gotta lock in the shoulder, dude.
Yeah, you can open it up, and you can't bob your head at all, though.
No, yeah. Hey! You see that? You see that?
Do it again.
Red, said hit.
But that's all right. And you guys went on 3 or something, or did you?
We've gone on 4 before, dude. We are because on film they're seeing this right. On film they're seeing my hand open, and they're hearing it. So the edge rusher has no fucking idea what we're going on. It is an actual, it's a real thing. We had Jamie Collins jumped over. Okay, Jamie Collins jumped over our center and almost caught the snap for me. Oh my God. So we had to get a little bit more. because whenever you say like, hey, I want to go on 2, I want to go on 3, like the coach has to okay that because you're dealing with offensive linemen that are very tired. They're about to do something that is terrible. A technique that they are about to do is called die slowly, where they just have to, as soon as the ball is snapped, they have to stand up and just fall as slow as possible as they're getting run over. So like asking to do it on 3 or on 2 is quite an ask. But whenever Jamie Collins just jumps right over and we go, we have to go on different cadences. And also there's not a lot of kickers that can handle it. Like, for instance, Vinatieri can handle me barking and him just sitting there and not really, giving into it. So I thought we had a real weapon. We didn't have a lot of people rush us that hard. I thought we did it, and Walt Anderson just tried to take me the fuck down, dude. I got a couple. Go ahead.
I know you have a problem with Walt, but I think that's the biggest thing. I mean, aside from your bizarre complaining that you don't get the credit you deserve for your cadence compared to what Aaron does.
Thank you.
Aside from that, the biggest thing I'm sure that did was it slowed every other team down because they know, hey, these guys have gone on forward. They will do it. Don't be that guy. Don't jump.
Well, even in the middle, too. In the middle of those big guys are like, they are told all week, do not jump off sides. Watch the ball, watch the ball, watch the ball. Special teams coordinator, all he's got to do is see 2 games of me either going on 4, 2, or 1 and just being like, all right, watch the ball this week as opposed to potentially jumping on it. But Jamie Collins was the reason why we had to start doing that. Huh?
Would you tell your rush team how the other team does, or is that all film study either way?
So in warm-ups, I tell them.
Oh, okay.
Like, hey, it looks like it's only the edge guy, really.
Yeah.
So you'd watch in warm-ups, give him like, hey, you see his left hand there, bang, boom. But Tom McMahon's also telling him on film, too. Like, hey, here, this guy seems to have a very repetitive. Some long snappers, by the way, they readjust their fingers.
Right before?
Yeah, those fuckers don't even know it, that on film, you got a Tom McMahon who's on however many ounces of meth every day that he does. He's zooming in on that thing. He's like, look. His finger's going to go like this. And it's going to be a beat, and then it goes. You hear that? So let's go ahead and get it. Because it's impossible to block kicks with how fast everything is. So any of those little reads you can get, they can change a game completely. I think it was like 80% of the time or 85% of the time when you block a kick, you've won the game. I mean, that's like a pretty big deal. So, I felt pretty good about my cadence, but fuck Walt Anderson.
We might need Tom McMahon to study some tape on TikTok to help out his little boy.
Let's get to a break. Mitt. So our office has zero TikTok presence. Okay, nobody.
So Mitt is going to break into the TikTok world.
No, we did not tell Mitt to do this. This was something Mitt wanted to do. Actually, there was a bunch of people on TikTok that ripped clips of our show and put them up there, I guess. Shout out to you guys. I mean, kind of stealing. We don't know who you are. You could be terrible people that could inevitably, make us look. But shout out, do whatever the fuck you got to do. We're not over there.
No.
It's not for us. That is not a place where, I should be over there, doing whatever the fuck it is over there with the drip.
You don't have to dance, but you could put clips up of the show there just like you do anywhere else.
5-6 people do already over there, and we appreciate them. Good luck with it. I hope it does great. Thank you for your hard work. But this is a disclaimer. We're not actually over there. Some guy wants to be an intern here. Actually tweeted a video of us talking shit about one of our TikTok pages about how he has more followers than it and everything. I was like, well, you're obviously not a fan of the show. We don't have a fucking TikTok page, but now we do. All right?
Now we do.
And I'm not 100% sure if I'm okay with the name yet. He's at PMI Mid on there.
No way.
The PMI in there, I think, should have been something that's like the stripes of a Yankee.
Yeah. Got to earn your pinstripes.
He had to earn that over there on TikTok. I've seen a couple of his TikToks. He's only put out 2. I think we got some room to grow.
I did change that it's at Money Mitt.
Okay, thank you.
There you go. We were changing it to Mitt Talk.
Well,
I might change it again. I don't know.
Is there any way we could watch these maybe after the series show is over?
You change to King Doofus.
Yeah, maybe do that one.
That's an idea.
Yeah.
So it's the first time this dude's ever been on the app. We have some kid who's 22, 23 years old. The only human that is that age on earth that has never touched the TikTok app. He's hopping in there, and that's why this show is the show. We got a Canadian who hates hockey and hates Canada.
Yeah.
We got a early 20-something has no idea what TikTok is. That's what it's supposed to be, and we just kind of move it along. But go ahead and follow at Money Mitt. It is enjoyable. I saw his first 2 TikToks, and
bangers.
I don't love that he's potentially our representative on there, but he'll grow. He'll grow.
I know what I'm doing on the break.
Hey, Mitt.
What's that?
I said I know what I'm doing on the break.
All right, let's just run them.
The one
I don't know if we can. We can't because it has to be music.
I'll send it to you.
Yeah. All right, we got to get to a break. We're back on the other side with your phone calls. 1-833-4-McAfee. Go ahead and follow Money Mitt on TikTok.
Spelled Mitt or is it spelled Met?
Probably M-E-T-T. M-O-N-E-Y-M-E-T-T, if I had to guess. Go ahead and let us know if we should allow him to continue doing such thing, or you think it's a potential bad look for an entire company and everybody that's involved. We'll let the people be the judge. I love it. Okay, I don't know what the people are going to say, but I'm a massive fan of what he's doing.
Oh, yeah.
No, you two are not.
No,
I am for sure.
The first one we saw this morning is the best TikTok that has ever been made.
Should have 8 million views.
All right, we'll see you on the other side of this break, dude. Why is football the greatest sport on earth? And do you think football is the greatest sport on earth? And why do you like football?
That's a really deep question there, Pat.
I know. I think I can get a good answer out of you, though. Like, I think you'd be able to talk about it in a way that I think a lot of people haven't, because you've been at the pinnacle of it for so damn long and inside of it, and your brain is a pretty fantastic one. We've learned here over the last few weeks, obviously. Last few weeks, that's it. That's all the time we've learned that.
I think it's the greatest sport in the world for one main reason. It is a true team sport where it is damn near impossible for one person to dominate an entire game. If you look at other team sports, basketball with 5 guys on the court, I think you've seen multiple players over the years. Maybe one player, maybe 1 or 2 players on a squad be able to dominate and win championships. Baseball, you can have a dominant pitcher and win championships. Soccer, you can have a dominant forward and or goalie. That seems to be a little more of a team sport, but you don't have 11 players engaged at the same time on every play. It is truly a sport reliant on every player on the field to do their job in order to be successful. And I think that's why at times, you know, certain star players can get maybe too much credit and maybe too much blame on the flip side, because it does take so many players at the same time in 3 phases to win football games. And I think that's the beauty and the draw of our sport, is that something new happens all the time, because you are literally dealing with 11 humans on the field at one time who all have lives outside of football, and there's distractions, there's a reliance on coaching, there's a reliance on preparation, there's a reliance on diet and performance. I just think there's so many facets to it that you see something new every single week, and I think that's the beauty in our game. When it comes to the love that I have for it, it's rooted, and I think like any player who's played for a long time, the love is not just about our sport, it's about competition. And I think there's nothing in the world for me that fills that need and that hole I have like competition. I think players who play for a long time at a high level, you have that need to be satiated competitively, and it's a love of going out there and going against guys and being in an environment where you know that nothing is guaranteed. And that's why at times I've taken umbrage to people saying that it's easy, because it's not easy. It's never easy. And I think that's the beauty in our game, is that you see things new every single week. It's never easy. And your only thing you're guaranteed is the ability to compete. I love that aspect of it. I love competing. I love going out there and harnessing the fear of failure, where I think so many people who maybe don't love football as much, the root of that is a deep fear of failure, that you might go out there and your best might not be good enough, and that's not okay with you.
Giving the old white guys something to complain about. It's the Pat McAfee Show.
You got that right. And whether you're taking care of the kids or taking care of business, You got to take care of your body and keep those energy levels up, don't you? The new Roman Daily Multivitamin will help you do just that. The 23 hand-selected ingredients were chosen by scientists to target common nutrition gaps in men's diets.
Science!
Because sometimes you can't rely on your diet alone to get all the nutrients your body needs to keep your engine purring.
That's the
I
truth.
need this.
The easy-to-swallow pill is available in monthly subscriptions for $35 a month, or you can save with a quarterly subscription for $87 a month. This is...
Yeah, it's a little low.
How does that
$10?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Quarterly.
Doesn't seem like a great deal.
The easy-to-swallow pill is available in a monthly subscription for $35 a month.
Okay.
Or you can save with a quarterly subscription for $87 quarterly.
Yes.
That's a good
Okay.
deal.
So $105.
No. I would like to say on this read, it says $87 a month, but I'm assuming this is a grammatical
Quarterly 80.
$87 quarterly.
Yeah, it would have to be, because otherwise that's just about $50 more per month.
For no reason.
Yeah.
No.
Bruce.
Other than an I gotcha.
So it's got, this is Bruce fucking around with AJ.
Come on, Bruce.
Hope you're happy, AJ.
He didn't send me the read.
Sitting there in your Virgin first class seat that's in the back of the plane. Looking down on everybody.
Here, that's a big money maker to make the whole plane first class seats.
It is?
Yeah. How much money they charge for those things?
No one's buying it.
It's a really easy way to support physical activity, brain health, and your immune system, and heart health. No prescription required. The Roman Daily is coated with a slick coating of natural peppermint oil, so there's no unpleasant aftertaste. Remember, supplements are not a replacement for a healthy diet, exercise, and good sleep. You've still got to eat your greens and get your steps in. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. So start your day off right with $15 off your first order of Roman Daily. To get started, head over to GetRoman.com/PatShow. That's GetRoman.com/PATSHOW. GetRoman.com/PatShow and get $15 off your first order. Once again, that's $35 a month for all the vitamins you could potentially need, or $87 quarterly.
Okay.
At GetRoman.com/PatShow. Welcome back. Shout out to Roman, by the way.
Thank you, Roman. Thank you, Roman.
You know, with my diet, I don't see a lot of greens and stuff like that, so I always think to myself as I'm getting older, like, probably need some vitamins in this thing.
We're sure it's not Pat How? Pat's How?
It might be Pat's How, and this is how you become the best you possible. You go to GetRoman.com, get $15 off your first order. Pat's How, that's how. GetRoman.com. Let's get some phone calls, shall we, AJ?
So it's not Pat's show?
It's Pat's Show.
Got it.
Or
Yes.
Pat's How.
Pat's How.
That's how he does
However you remembered, okay.
Yeah, or it could be Pa.
Yep.
Show. Silent T, like tsunami.
Yes.
Like that one.
You know what I mean?
That's the correct one, I think.
Okay. By the way, real T's moving silence like tsunami. It needs to be talked about a little bit more. All right, let's go to Devin in Maine. What's going on, Devin? We're coming up that way, aren't we?
Yeah.
Coming up that way here a few weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Coming up almost Canada. What do you want to talk about?
Let's go, boys. How we doing, Pat? AJ, boys, how we doing on this Wednesday?
Hey, not too shabby, man. How are you?
Awesome. I can't believe I got through this. Beyond me, but I just had quick two things to talk about real quick.
Okay, let's go.
All right, first one, I just wanted to know if AJ's ever seen the movie Shark Tale.
Oh, Shark Tale?
Bruce.
Yeah, Shark Tale.
I do not think so.
Shark.
I think you should look that up. And the second thing, I wanted to know how you think Wentz is going to do this year with the three-headed monster in the backfield we got.
That's what I'm talking about, Devin. Thank you for that. What is that for?
There's a shark in Shark Tale called Bruce, and AJ does bear a striking resemblance to him.
Oh, you look like a shark.
Shaq.
I'm a big fan of sharks.
Shaq. I love
Listen,
sharks.
you
too.
guys love sharks so much you just quit.
We love sharks
Not
so
only
much.
on that chant, but also on this shark gang. You guys conned people into believing into existence.
No, Shaq's got to swim.
Quit.
You can't. They can't be on the streets forever.
All right, so let's get past that. I think Carson Wentz is going to do well. I wish he would have had Julio Jones to throw the ball to. The offensive line's good. A lot of great running backs in there. Look for T.Y. to have a great year as well. Carson's going to extend plays. The defense is unbelievable. Look for the Colts to be good, and I think Carson Wentz is back, baby. I mean, I don't think we believe in him enough to give him a voidable year contract, like they're doing down there in New Orleans, which we just learned about a little bit more about. So not only does it, changing the contract into signing bonus, you can put off money off of salary cap 1 year into another year. For that to work, the team has to have the utmost trust in the player to also be performing at a high level in those years that they're putting off the salary cap. For instance, Ryan Tannehill redid his contract with the Titans immediately upon Julio Jones getting traded for by the Titans. He freed up $15 million in salary cap for this year just by one little adjustment. He is now the 5th highest salary cap hit next year. So obviously you think to yourself, if they were able to just move it from this year to next year, what will they do yet again if he has another good year? Probably just move it again. Hence why we say the salary cap means fucking nothing, okay? This is a new time in the sport. And also these voidable years that we've been learning about, not only does it help with the salary cap, I believe, but it also helps with teams that are potentially due to pay a player another contract within the year. And if it's within the same year, there's a rule in the new CBA that basically says the team cannot renegotiate with the player for more money if it's within the same year. So all these contracts that are for $40 million a year, $20 million a year, they're already signed in, even though they're voidable and they won't happen. If the team was to renegotiate with the player within the next year, whether it's 9 months when the contract's up or 10 months or 12 months, whenever it was supposed to be up, they can go all the way up to $40 million. They can go all the way up to $20 million, and they don't kind of handicap themselves on what type of offer they can give the player as opposed to other people. That's what we learned this morning. I think I explained that right. By Field Yates put that out. So I think, they could have done that with Carson maybe, but we don't know how he's going to do. So great question. There's update now here from the internet. PK Subban has signed on with ESPN as NHL analyst. According to a source, he will debut tonight on the Emmy award-winning Sports Center. Okay. Hey, this is good for hockey, right, Nick?
This is a good move. This is a guy who can talk. He's energetic. He's charismatic on TV. This is a great hire.
And his resume was very good.
Yeah, he was a very good player. Still playing, apparently. I think this is just a part-time gig for this playoffs. I assume this will be like what Ryan Clark did for a while, where he played, got a TV role, and when he retired, eventually became full-time TV.
Congratulations to PK. Other news here, Jordan Love says he talked to Aaron Rodgers a week before he got to Green Bay for off-season activity, says Peter Bukowski. Matt Schneidman says Love said he needs to prepare like he's going to play whether or not Rodgers is here. Oh, okay. I like that. And then initial reports out of Bears OTAs are that Justin Fields has looked good and Andy Dalton was picked off 3 times.
Whoa.
That's from Bears. So that's all. That's a run around the mini camps. Anything to talk about there, AJ, that you'd like to dive in on?
Well, something a missed opportunity with Jet Pass, and I wanted to ask him if he was kind of worried that they were going to come to him and ask him to take a pay decrease because of Kenny Mayne leaving. Now Ariel Helwani is leaving. There was talked about on the internet where they asked Ariel to take a 10% decrease. He said, "See ya." So I'm just curious what Jet thinks.
So I saw Ariel release that video. I don't know when he's making his announcement. I've been getting a lot of ads saying, is Ariel joining the Pat McAfee Show full time to be Helwani, the best version he has ever been of himself? Stay tuned.
Ooh. I would hey, if he does, if you bring him in, and he has to live in Indy and he has to come into the warehouse with you every single day. I would love to see him intermingling in that place, especially with the toilets with dumps smeared on the walls and pubes everywhere. He would not handle that. I wouldn't.
Listen, that is not how our company should be viewed.
We just talked about it yesterday. You said yes. That's exactly what it was.
Dumps smeared on the wall.
It was probably by you.
Yeah. No, not by me. Yeah. My diarrhea hits the toilet every time.
Every single inch of the toilet.
I will say, for that to happen, there would have had to have been a lot of dialogue and conversation and everything like that. So people know my schedule. I don't, but maybe stay tuned.
Hey, who knows?
Maybe that's one of the big calls that you've had.
Maybe that would be a big call, by the way. I'm excited to see what he does, though. By the way, let's go to Bob in Tennessee. What's going on, Robert? Huh?
Hey, Pat. Let me tell you something.
I'm just worried about AJ causing a massive accident on the road while he's driving 2-footed and sleeping at the same time.
Agreed. Hey, Bob, listen, you're not the only one that's worried about this, and you got to be pretty thankful you're down there in Tennessee. I'm not sure this sleeping enigma, AJ Hawk, drives many cars down there, and you should be good. But if you were in Ohio, if you're in the Buckeye State, first off, okay. Also, keep your head on a swivel, dude. There is a guy driving around that has a Legend license plate, okay, that's been given to him for free. He's sleeping and driving with both feet. That is a problem. And it's nice to know that Tennessee has found out about this as well, Bob. I appreciate that.
A lot of people like to reach out. I think I have narcolepsy.
Yeah.
You do.
There's been a lot of people.
It's probably sleep apnea. It's not narcolepsy.
That's not sleep apnea. Sleep apnea is when you can't sleep, right? Because the way you breathe.
Yeah,
I don't know.
But you think you're sleep. Like my oldest brother has sleep apnea, and he got the CPAP machine to change his life. He stopped falling asleep driving his car.
Oh, so you're just always tired. That's why you just so happen to fall asleep.
Only when the sun's in a certain spot, though. So I'm still good.
It's good. Finn in Massachusetts. Yeah, you're still good, but everybody around town isn't. What do you want to talk about, Finn? Jesus.
Hey, Pat.
What's going on, brother?
Hey, Pat, on Sunday, you put out a tweet about Formula One. I was wondering if you were watching the race or maybe some highlights, or if maybe you or the boys have gotten a chance to check out that Drive to Survive series on Netflix.
I appreciate you, Finn. Thank you, Finn. A lot of people have told me, and it sounds like AJ as well, to watch
I didn't see the tweet, but I know you didn't watch.
No, I did watch Lewis Hamilton, though, zig when he was supposed to zag potentially after a standing start after a Pirelli just blew its back tire out like it was it was almost like it was a blue shell. In Mario Kart. He was so far ahead. He was John Rahm, okay? 6 strokes ahead. This guy was about to win the goddamn Azerbaijan GP. Okay, this guy is a big one. And his tire just got blown out of nowhere. Pirelli kind of screwed him. Lewis Hamilton was back into a position to do what Lewis Hamilton does. And instead, his car seemed to break too. Wouldn't turn left. So that's what I was saying whenever I said it was wild. You got a lot of money over there, and it seems like a lot of kind of half-ass Bush League things are happening. I might be wrong, but it was wild. I've heard the documentary's awesome. I will watch it. AJ won't because he doesn't like good entertainment, hence his take on Jackie Chan yesterday, which is obviously been pretty hot.
I'm a huge Jackie Chan fan.
Why? Oh, you a Jackie Chan stan, you'd say?
Yeah, I am, yeah. Like I said, back in 1998 when he was putting up...
All right, he's still making $40 million a year because he's Jackie fucking Chan, always will be. He did not deserve it yesterday or today. Neither did you, though, if you listen to this show. You didn't deserve this show. It's so bad. There's a much better show coming on the other side of this 6-minute break, and also, huge Thursday coming. Be a friend, tell a friend. Chris Mad Dog Russo, Mad Dog Unleashed will be next. I think other show hosts introduce the rest of the day, by the way.
What? They go through the schedule?
I think so. I think it's like one of those things.
Oh, they have time.
Who has the time? I don't know.
They do, I guess.
But I should be a better host, maybe.
I don't think they do.
Great transition.
They can't lay out the whole day. They just want to get you excited to keep it on for the next show.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
I'm excited, dude.
Hey, did you? So
are we done?
Hold on. I think we are, but I think so. You were out there.
I think we're done.
Well,
you know
the
what?
count is still 2-2. I don't know.
No. He's gonna get some. He's got sticky stuff on his hands since the.
Oh, he got booted.
Yeah, I seen him.
Rain delay.
Oh no.
Got called.
Why are you hitting golf balls in your backyard out into? Like, first of all, who picks up those balls?
It's going into the woods behind the field there.
So you're just wasting all these golf balls and just killing the earth.
No, dogs will pick them up.
Yeah,
collect them, put them in the bucket.
Or raccoons choke to death on them.
No, Mike's Discount Mowing takes care of that.
Yeah, Mike's Discount Mowing has had to pick up a couple of them, and they did not let me know. But I'm not hitting any bad balls that aren't going all the way out of the fucking backfield anymore. You know? Hey.
No.
I'm being serious when I say this. You're in trouble, dude.
Better start saving.
You are in trouble. I want to let you know you are. I'm trying to.
Hey, there was a guy.
Go ahead.
I got sent something on. Someone told me to send to you. What's his name? Tim Herron, a senior PGA golfer, just shot like a 63, and he is, however old, he's not like he doesn't win tournaments every single week.
Awesome.
So just saying, like, hey, you
I've never heard of that guy before. I've never heard of that guy before. He wasn't great whenever he was younger.
Exactly. That's the point. You've never heard of him, but he's still going to dominate you. He'll dominate you 30 years from now when he's 90.
So this guy's been able to figure out how to shoot a 63 at the age of 90, but you don't think I will? We never heard of this fucking guy before. He's
a golfer. He grew up golfing. I'm sure.
You don't know. You don't know that. He could have been a former businessman who retired.
Yeah,
started golfing at 35.
Not a whole lot of guys. Not a whole lot of guys all of a sudden decide to turn pro at 35. Most of them grew up going to a country club or a course from like 2 years on.
That guy was a CEO somewhere.
That guy's an animal.
He started a company, that guy, sold it, retired, so you know I'm going to do this golf thing. I did this whole thing. He just started golfing 5 years ago, this guy.
Wow.
What was that, Ty?
I didn't say anything. This guy won a tournament.
That guy can bomb balls. What do you mean?
I mean,
that guy's hitting the
you don't
driver.
think Pat could beat this guy?
No, I can't, by the way. And I don't have to, by the way. I have to. If there's 49 of those guys in one tournament, all right, I'll go the next week. I'll see you later. I'm going to hop in the car. I'm going to drive to the next one. Dude, I'm trying to figure out how I can get this money from you sooner. Like, the Champion Tour, I got to be 50 when this thing happens. I'm trying to figure out how.
No. We even said if you somehow get into a PGA event, not a seniors event, and you finish top 50, you get the money.
No, I think I got to make a cut,
make
right?
the cut.
Yeah,
you get not top 50.
Which would be top 50, but yeah, you got to make the cut.
No, because sometimes more than 50 guys make the cut.
No, it will be. Yeah, it will be. But I'm saying to get into the top 50, you're going to have to make the cut.
No. I don't think so.
Just make the cut.
Just make the cut is the agreement, right? Because there's more than 50, I think, that make
We'd
the
have
cut.
to run it. You have to run it back, but I'm pretty sure it was top 50.
Well, I thought it was make a cut, though. Like, we can agree on this right now, live. We're still recording this. This is
we already agreed on it. Like, you have to finish top 50, whether it's a PGA event or a senior.
Just a cut for a PGA event.
What's that?
I think it's pretty sure it's just the cut.
That's Jason McAfee, by the way.
You know.
Jason, okay. Jason's right. I trust Jason. He's the one guy in that room I trust. Okay.
Oh,
okay.
What the hell does that mean?
Ty deserve that?
What the hell does that mean?
Fucking dirtbag.
I don't trust. Ty had like 14 feet of his intestines taken out. I can't trust him.
True.
So?
He did have colitis.
Still do.
Stoner, though.
Yeah, stoner, though, baby.
Still going.
Fucking Golden Knights are hot.
We were in the middle of something earlier, and the ticker is on the screen here, in studio. I believe I saw on there at one point, I think we have it pretty loaded up now at this point, it said Jet Passon is a scumbag. I thought...
What?
I thought our ticker was supposed to be non-biased.
Yeah. What is that?
I believe this is because of what Jet did to the guy who potentially punches in the words on
sure.
Gumpy. Did that slip by? Or
Must have been a typo. I didn't see that one.
Oh, typo for a sentence. Typo.
We actually got a few tweets of people saying that the Pittsburgh Pirates actually play the way that Gumpy was suggesting that baseball be turned back into.
No, Jet dunked on you twice, and now the baseball community's dunking on you. It's a bad day. You had the last laugh, though, with that misspelling you had with that ticker situation.
Ticker wins, my friend.
I mean, boring maybe, but scumbag, come on.
Well, he did, I mean.
Yeah, that was a scumbag.
I mean, we
move.
go back to the 1920s, and then we're talking about, old school baseball.
Bingo.
I mean.
Hey, get it out. Get it out. What are you talking about?
Just say it.
What?
Say it.
Just say it.
Just tell us.
Dude, he did
You
the
can't
fucking
go back
Viking
to the
drill on
fucking
you earlier.
1920s and then complain that I'm talking about old school baseball.
Oh, so you say you didn't get dunked on. You say he kind of took like a cheap shot there that
he's-
we overreact to?
He started in the 20s. I went to maybe the 70s.
Oh, so you're saying you were trying to showcase your knowledge of baseball to a baseball guy, and instead of having a real baseball intellect conversation with you, instead he decided to dunk on you, and we just overreacted because we potentially do that?
You guys didn't overreact. He just maybe had to blow dry his hair again. He was
okay.
There we
You
go.
are a little bit upset about it.
He was just trying to give some context to the whole situation going on with the spider tack or whatever.
Who was?
Cheating started in the 1920s.
Started in the 20s. Going to take about 30 minutes. We're going to go through baseball from 1920 till current day.
There you go.
He's going to let you know what the spider tack situation is.
There you go.
I mean, how do you describe over 100 years in a short period of time?
It's tough. I give him credit for keeping it to 30 minutes. I couldn't do it.
I learned everything, though, I need to learn. That's what Jet Passon does. He comes into our show, he teaches us everything we need to know, and then he disappears into, like, real investigative journalism, figuring things out.
Like an encyclopedia.
That was awesome.
Garrett Cole is going tonight. It will be interesting to see how he does.
Hey, how many RPMs on that ball? Huh? Somebody get a goddamn TrackMan on that?
Yes.
Can we get the T-box thing on the ground where he's pitching at?
Right now.
Can we
he
please?
gave up 5 runs his last outing when they did start checking for
Oh, no. Fugazi.
No, he is not a Fugazi.
Yankees stink. Hey, where did they put this stuff? Is it on the bill or what?
Wherever.
They put everywhere. Did you not listen to Jet?
Did you not hear him?
Glove
mill.
Again, dude.
Well, Jet was going back to 20s talking about cheating. I'm talking
Forearm.
Kurt Dick.
Well, you're busy throwing meatballs anyways.
Hey, by the way.
That was rough.
What, Jet? You?
No. The situation with you taking BP during, or no, you had a real at bat.
It was an at-bat.
What are
you
talking about?
Like, that's funny. Yeah, for some reason it was very, very funny to me. And I couldn't stop it. I'm like, nobody else thinks this is funny.
I think it was something. Some things are just for us, dude. There's things that are like that. Sometimes you got to keep me. I'm listening to what Jet's saying. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm listening to everything he's saying. But man, it's hard just to sit here and talk about it.
Well, and by that point, he was still in the 1950s. You knew, hey, we got another, 50, 60 years to go here, so
Yeah,
might as well get in a bat in.
Have we cracked the centennial yet? We have not. All right. I learned a lot, though. I did not know they were cooking shit in cans like meth heads, though.
Yeah, that's wild.
I mean, what's going on?
Crazy making their own recipes.
And then did they all, as soon as they found out from the world's strongest people lifters, did everybody just DM everybody? Text, it was a group text like, hey, by the way, enough with the meth stuff and the suntan lotion and the spit, by the way. We got something.
Just use the stuff they're using on the Atlas Stone.
All right, we'll all do it.
But then it'll be a rainy night. Someone will get beamed in the head. The pitcher will go, what am I supposed to do? I got no grip. And we'll just go back to normal.
And then the cycle continues. A pitcher saying, there's a chance I'm going to lose my fingertips throwing this fastball. But it's worth it because these RPMs are fucking humming.
Hell yeah.
Humming, dog.
That's baseball, baby.
Give them the juice.
My spin rate be jumping.
It's not good. Not great for baseball, huh?
Be cool.
Coming off the Astros situation, now this.
Can't stay out of their own way.
Great for
And that's what baseball is, dude. Baseball is another, it's like a book. In every chapter is another controversy whenever they take over the sports world and become topic of conversation. I don't know if you love that as a sport or hate that as a sport, that the only time really it garners full blitz attention is when some unwritten rule gets exposed and everybody says, a bunch of fucking cheaters over there. And then it disappears. Then it comes back, a bunch of fucking cheaters over there. And then it disappears. Is it sports entertainment over there? It's got to be. They're cheating again. I mean, it's a never-ending thing, and it's a regulated sport. It's an old sport, obviously, and it's just we learn more and more about how it goes, and it's good for baseball, I think, ultimately.
Yeah. Well, they got an ace in the hole too, because if any time it goes down, hey, let's wheel Manfred up there, have him say some stupid shit, and let's get back in the news cycle right now.
That's what I'm talking about.
Get those greenies back.
Yes.
The greenies where the testosterone boosts?
It's like Adderall.
Let's get
Bring the HGH back.
I mean, I think
forget about the greens.
Probably didn't leave.
Yeah, the HGH is you can't test for it. I don't understand.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, but it's.
Remember, the NFL was testing us all, and nobody's ever failed.
That's right. There's no levels to go off of.
Bring it back now. Let's get another home run race. I'm sick of it.
Well, I think they're sick of not having home run races too. That's why they're trying to get the pitchers to be worse. But the pitchers are like, hey, we're making $300 million here.
Yeah, I still want the pitchers to throw 102.
I got rid of the juice balls this year.
Yeah.
Zito said he has clipped and cut the part where you and I were playing baseball. I would like to see how potentially disrespectful this could be here. Go ahead and run it, Zito.
So disrespectful.
I don't think so.
Yadier Molina couldn't find it. And he couldn't find it because it was stuck to his chest protector. And at that point, Major League Baseball had a chance to go in and say, okay, something is really wrong here. Something is screwed up.
I missed my boot.
Instead, Major League Baseball didn't say a thing. Brett Cecil said, I don't know how it happened. And Yadier Molina called the person who asked about it. So, this is just baseball trying to hide what any person with logic, with sense, with anything sees as completely ridiculous. For years, I'm just treated fans like morons, and now it's paying the price for that.
You're right, Jed. We appreciate you so much, man.
Right back into it.
Still good. All right, I'm happy we had that. Sorry, Jed, dude. We were paying attention. We promise.
Yeah.
I could recite what you were saying, like Tom Pelissero with an NFL memo. I promise, but
promoting the game, like Connor said.
There you go. You just gotta step in the batter's box, dude.
Yeah.
Every once in a while, you gotta get in there and take your hack.
Get those hacks in.
I didn't see you adjusting your gloves in real time.
And then, by the way, I actually missed my fucking little silver thing on the boots app. I was like, that's embarrassing. I look like an amateur there. Oh, man. The full.
I mean, you held that time for like 30 seconds at one point.
Oh, dude. And I forget I'm doing it sometimes, too, and that people can see it. I just can kind of think I'm in my own, kind of just in my own little world. And then all of a sudden it's like, oh, fuck, dude. Get back in here. Clean it up. When somebody's on the full screen, they're talking, the amount of bullshit that's going on in this room.
I'm sure.
Oh, my God. It's unbelievable. There's like there's a full, like, are you? No. There's like full every single time, basically. It never ends. I don't know how, I mean, it carried in after the last break or whatever about Zito trying to jam in.
Yeah.
But I don't know how sometimes when somebody's on and we come back from a thing, there's almost a point where I stop every time and be like, this fucking guy. Like, and just completely disrespect the person that's on the show. But it kind of keeps us alive, I think.
I mean, we're not doing it like AJ when Jason FFL came on and he just spit in his face.
Yeah, it's true.
How about when Wetzel was on? He just fell asleep in that entire thing.
Disgusting.
Yeah, you're right. You're talking about
this guy. Guru, dude.
The fan, Jason Moore.
Yeah. And Pat asked if you had a question. Exactly. Don't even remember. Because you spit in his face.
Hey, do you have a question?
No.
Oh, yeah, that guy.
Yeah.
See? I wasn't ready yet. I'm sorry.
He was a good guy, by the way.
Great guy. And he was right.
And he was right.
Let's throw back to that, please. Let's go to that particular moment where you decided just to go ahead and
help out. But I mean, that's the point of our show is like people like you that don't have the dedication to focus on fantasy. Just listen, and then we make you smart. That's our goal.
Oh, well, I appreciate it.
Smack him right in the face.
I had to back away from the mic too in case you're like, AJ, what, you got some, AJ?
Yeah, you had to. I kind of every once in a while I'll see you kind of like dip away or turn your head. It's like, yeah, okay, he is.
I'm glad you noticed that.
Yeah, yeah. I'm trying to see, and then every once in a while I'll say something to you, like point at you, and you'll say yes, and then they'll say something, and I'm like. As of late, I've been recognizing it more, so I always go, hey, sorry, AJ. Like, I want to let you know, like, sorry, I have to do this thing real quick. But boy, I mean, those are the moments that I enjoy so much. Like, those keep me alive.
It was the clip yesterday. You read off the fake YouTube comments from the kids, and you said something about me being as ignorant. AJ is as ignorant as I am, says a 12-year-old.
That was a lot of fun. The YouTube comment section, wow, that was alive over there. I was live over there. Somebody told me that they had to explain to their kid that there was no 12-year-old or 13-year-old actually commenting why it was funny. That was one of my friends. By the way, more kids are showing up in my life nowadays. By the way,
really,
people are starting to procreate and stuff. I guess.
Be careful.
Wow. Old Uncle Pat is what I'm being called on a lot of calls.
It's good.
I won't let those kids know I ain't godfather fucking any of you. Okay, I ain't giving you a goddamn thing. You're gonna have to earn it, but. I'll help you whenever you come late teen, 17, 18-year-old.
Become a human.
And whenever I come to any little gathering you're at, stay the fuck away from me.
That's right.
All right, I ain't got time. I don't have any time for a little. You know what I mean, AJ? You know what I'm talking about? I don't have time.
I do not really know exactly what you mean, but
yeah, you do.
I told you yesterday, kids sense it, and you said it. They sense fear or whatever. It's not.
No, I said they sense weakness.
I am scared of kids, actually. Yeah. Because I feel like I'm going to say something, do something that's going to put them in a downward spiral. They'll be in the woods like Dahmer, cutting up rabbits. You never know what you're getting there. It's a potential loaded gun you're talking about.
Oh, yeah. Blank canvas.
And, you say. Like, Connor will get up to one of these potential loose cannons that we know nothing about. Hey, fuck you, kid.
That's right.
And then just walk by. It's like, what if that kid, after that moment, goes, nobody likes me. Just goes into the wood and I'm going to kill everybody. That could happen. Oh. You don't think about that at all.
No.
These are the things I think about, actually, whenever children come around. Like, I'm going to somehow set this.
Not going to be my fault.
No. This kid's going to do something, and I'm going to be associated with this.
Better to set them off early in their life, though, when you can deal with them and keep them at a distance with, like, your one arm.
True.
For them to be set off later in life when they actually are grown adults and can attack you.
Plus, I'm not attacking kids who are solo. I'm attacking the alphas that I can clearly see, okay, this kid bullies people. All right, obviously, someone needs to knock this kid down a peg or two, or else he might go on and do exactly what you're saying to some other kid in the lunch
you're
line.
Saving kids.
Exactly.
Aristotle was just chilling.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, is that right? He just got done giving a kid a swirly in the public toilet with his two buddies. I do.
Aristotle.
Yeah, I do. I know. He had poop on his wrists.
How?
What? Yeah.
Was he in our bathroom, huh?
He wasn't in our bathroom. I don't know why I'd never let that kid in here.
How did you do it?
Why are you in a bathroom with Alpha Aristotle?
I've never been in there. I'm saying I saw the poop on his wrist from giving that kid a swirly when I walked by him and said I should spit in his face.
I would like everybody to know that Aristotle did not do that. He was a incredibly intelligent kid.
He was.
Maybe.
He was pretty rude to Joel.
Yeah,
outside of that,
despicable.
You know?
Hey, mac and cheese
on the double.
I forgot it was.
And they said, "Hey, Joel, you did a great job today. I'll tip you $2."
Hey, could have left him 0.
That's what he usually does.
Not Aristotle. He'll leave $2 every time. That's his thing.
Yeah.
Old $2 Stottle. Let's go to Matt in Tampa. That's where Aristotle roams. Have you seen this kid? What do you got going on?
Hey, Pat. Thanks so much for having me on. The AJ boys, big shout out to all of you guys.
Big shout out to you, dude.
Thanks very much, man.
Yeah, no
I'm
problem.
wondering,
Thank you, dude.
have you come up with a name for the finishing move you're going to use on that stooge Adam Cole when you finally get in the ring?
Oh, thank you, Matt, for asking. This guy that you said is a good guy. Do you remember the guy you said is a good guy, Adam Cole?
Is this the guy that teabagged you in the ring?
No, see, what I'm talking about is you being a Benedict Arnold. Okay, I don't know if you even know who that is. Fucking turncoat traitor. Okay, that's what you are, pal. All right? You're on my side in that whole thing, and then afterwards, what? He's like, he's a good guy. I like Cole. Pretty good guy. Pretty sweet. He's not a good guy. Okay, he's a scumbag. He showed it time and time again, and you're a bad judgment of character, obviously. This morning, he called me an embarrassment or something like that and went on this entire run. He's like, hey, Adam Cole, pal. Hey, listen. You're talking to Mr. Friday Night now, okay? Run your mouth on my internet, okay? That show, every highest clip is my clip, all right? You do that, everything you got to come over Friday, pal, all right? You can make the rules, I guess. You just been living around, doing whatever you got to. Come over Friday, pal. Say what you got to say, and eat another boot to the fucking mouth where it leaves you soulless. Yeah. All right. That's your friend, AJ. I hate that guy, Adam Cole. This Sunday, he somehow just bullied and waltzed his way into an NXT championship shot at In Your House Sunday night or something like that, only on the cock, I assume, Peacock. It's like, I hope he gets killed out there.
Me too.
I hope he gets decimated by Karrion Kross.
He will.
I hope so. He deserves it.
He does.
It works. So it's working for him. If you're trying to invite him to SmackDown on Friday night, that's a pretty big promotion, wouldn't it be?
Hey, you can come Friday Night SmackDown too if you want to keep talking the way you're talking, AJ.
That's right.
You know what I mean? Come see. Think about AJ, by the way. This guy played through 10 broken fingers, pop calf, pop groin, pop pec, 4 knee surgeries, missed 1 game or whatever. Somebody threatens. His immediate reaction is, "You can punch me. You can literally just play drums on my face. Nothing's gonna happen here." That must be a pretty good feeling for you. But I want to let you know.
Never a concussion though.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Thank you, Nick.
Yeah. Anyways, Adam Cole can fucking get one of these. Hey, Ambien, NyQuil, pal. Which one do you want to get put to sleep with? You tell me. Thunder, lightning, don't get caught in a goddamn storm. But what you really need to fear is this son bitch coming up from the... And by the way, I've been working on my hip flexibility for both sides, Adam. I don't know if you saw earlier. I'm trying to punch you with both. And although this one ain't worth a damn in comparison to this one, in comparison to yours, probably 10x if I had to guess what this left boot is all about. So, you know, I have not officially retired from, you know, beating people up in wrestling rings, but I'm not sure I want to get back in there right now either. So, I mean, maybe Adam Cole relaxes a little bit, okay? Go back through the ranks before you get to me. Okay, you can't just... That ain't how it goes, AJ. You know, I have no wins, okay? But I'm still at the top. What do you want from me?
You got to win.
I mean, not in the WWE.
No, but we're talking all the time.
I mean, I beat Warpig first time out.
That's right.
By the way, kick to the mouth.
Yeah.
I also kicked him in the dick.
Warpig?
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Ref
Is Adam Cole still with his crew?
No, he like you, turncoat on his whole crew, kicked him in the
those
mouth.
guys were really nice too.
Well, no, they weren't. They were naive and stupid, just like you. Okay, to think that guy's a good guy.
Oh,
There
wow.
he
There he
is.
is.
Oh, look at Benedict talk. Holy hell.
Look at my hands. They really aged well.
Well, your hands are actually saying, you see, I'm about to fuck somebody over.
Yeah, right here. It's actually
here.
pointing at you.
Right here.
Yeah, showing that, hey,
Hey, this is the guy.
This is the guy.
This
I'm
is the
gonna
guy.
fuck over right here.
Look at that. What a guy. Stooge, dude. Sellout. What's he coming after me for? I was just having a nice little morning.
I don't know. I mean, hopefully at some point he'll realize, hey, I don't have to be a shitbag every second of every day, but
It's the only
this
way you
week
can
is
stay
not the,
relevant.
you know,
Yeah,
not
it's
that
relevancy.
time.
Right.
Oh, last night he was lifting up a belt like it was his. Sorry, a title. Okay. That is real. I will get yelled at for that.
That is real, yes.
That is real. Last night he was just lifting up Karrion Kross's NXT title, and then he does his Adam Cole. Nobody said it with it. Adam Cole, baby. It's like, pal. As if you weren't a big enough piece of shit. Now you're flexing with other people's titles. Get out of here, dude.
I've had
Sick of it.
What's that called? Faux. No, whenever people were stealing.
Valor.
Yeah.
Stolen valor.
Yeah, but not in that. This is stolen
title.
Stolen pose. Stolen.
Identity.
Stolen history.
What are we doing?
We're just figuring out words.
Stolen.
Trying to figure out the right way to describe what that asshole did last night.
Stolen
Pat,
accolades.
does Adam get to wrestle that one dude? I texted you about him. He's a great personality, a little guy. Big Mike or something? What is his name? He's awesome.
Big Mike?
Talks very well. Speaks well. On the mic, speaks well. He's like a little smaller dude. Seems to have a lot of moxie to him.
Guy that delivers packages?
L.A. Knight, I think is who you were talking. Big Mike.
It kind of rhymes actually, but he was really good. The little bit I've seen of him.
Yeah, he is. He came in immediately after me. I think he'd been wrestling for some time. I think he was in L.A., obviously. I don't remember what his name was in the Indies or whatever, but you're 100% right. I heard him talk there. He interrupted a kickoff show and cut a promo or something like that. I was like, whoa. Who the hell is this guy? And he's yoked up too. I mean, he is absolutely.
I stumbled across him coming out and doing something, and I was like, "This dude reminds me of the old school dudes, like how he was going about his business."
I think Ric Flair chops him in a Progressive commercial.
Oh wow!
I think he maybe filmed that before he cut a promo. He's like, and then something else happens. I think he's fighting for the. There he is. He's fucking good, by the way. I really enjoy listening to him speak. He's fighting for the $1 million title, I think, this weekend against. We're going to the moon, and
no way.
I'm getting rocket fuel.
Oh no, I'm torn now.
Yeah.
Win.
LA Knight and Cameron Grimes, I believe, for the $1 million title, brought back by the $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase or whatever. Everybody has.
Did they really get $1 million? You think?
Oh yeah.
I mean, the belt, the title, is worth a lot more than $1 million. You can't put a
They're
price
going to
on it.
kill you. They are going to kill you.
Who?
Twice
No.
now. You have referred to it as a belt.
Well, that's because I'm holding my belt, and belts hold up pants.
That's right.
Okay, what we're talking about is titles, championships, accomplishments. Have a little respect for the fucking business, dude. Don't kill the business.
One time.
All right, let's get out of here.
Got a big call today?
Somebody tweeted me about the Pirates in a bet.
Whoever is mowing your grass has to jump off the mower and pick up all those stupid golf balls.
They're not in my backyard, dude. At one point, they
you're
were.
telling me every ball goes to the woods.
At one point, maybe. At one point, there was. But now it's at the point where everything's into those woods back there.
What are you hitting? What club?
It's an 8-iron. Sitting there. 8-iron, 7-iron. Come on. You're fucked, though. Like, legit. I'm starting to hit balls, and I'm early in my stretching. What are you shaking your head like that for?
Please continue. Please.
I'm early in my stretching session. Okay, so my swing is only going to get more and more powerful. I'm hitting things right now, and I'm like,
Your body's only getting worse and worse as you get older. We are all slowly dying. You're one day closer to death.
Jesus died at 33. He was perfect. Okay, I'm only 1 year past that. I mean, it's only going to grow here at this point.
What does that have to do with you?
The body, the human body. Was he not the perfect one?
He was Jesus Christ. Yeah, it's not you.
Whoa. Well, I was just saying, as the human, that is the perfect one, right? He was 33.
Yeah.
So I'm 34. I outlived him, by the way. Shout out to my body, also yours, I guess, and everybody else's. But I don't have as many hacks on my back either. You know what I mean? All these people that grew up in golf, they got probably a lot of this. You know, not me. My back's good. My swing card is good. Yeah,
I bet you'll do. I'm sure you will be able to have great energy when you're walking 4 straight rounds up and down those hills.
Now that is something. I don't have to pick the hilly courses, but that is something that I have thought about. Is every time I have to walk a course, I quit 7 in, 8 in.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to get over that. But once again, we're talking about me living on a golf course and doing this full time. Now I'm just getting in the backyard hitting some in the woods.
It's never going to happen, though. You're never going to do it full time. You know that.
$20 million. I make a PGA cut. I mean, why not make that at least a summer or two? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
$20 million is a lot of money, dude. It's a lot of money.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you're just going to write that check right into my goddamn bank account. Buy me 2 houses. I need to make this happen, Mike. I'm shaping shots right now. Hey, in the backyard on the thing. I have hitting off the grass though, just to see if we can carry over. Might not be there yet. I've been watching the Golf Fix clips on the internet. Ooh. I've been working on something. I got my hips moving now, AJ. I mean, it's a rock in this thing. You know, lean with it. Rock with it. Maybe you'll be able to watch me on the peacock with it. You know what I mean? I'm pretty pumped with it, dude.
I mean, I like to see your excitement. It is fun to see your delusional thinking.
I'm getting a lot of people telling me that you're an idiot.
Yep. Hey, that's fine. I am. Definitely am an idiot at times.
You're going to be 20 million poor, dude.
Not this one. They're wrong about
Say
this
hello
one.
to being broke, AJ Hawk. I don't know how well your business investments have worked out. What's going to happen when this happens, though? You know? I can't do anything to you, so you're just going to not pay me?
That's Seize his house.
Probably. Oh, yeah,
Definitely
there
pay
you go.
you.
Assets.
Definitely pay.
Assets.
You'll pay me, yeah?
Yeah, of course. You do what you said you can do, you'll get paid.
Suge Knight said the same thing. He didn't pay anybody.
What about,
if I do recall.
What about taking his All-American tree from Ohio State?
If he doesn't pay?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck about that Arbor Day. I'm gonna need 20 million. Yeah, that tree ain't gonna.
I was hoping you'd bite on that one.
No. Is it the first apple tree that Johnny Appleseed fucking planted? Maybe. If it's the first tree that old Johnny Appleseed, and I can maybe make an NFT and maybe make the money back off of this thing, a one of one, maybe. The AJ Hawk All-American tree that he refuses to water, by the way, because he leaves OHs just kind of unanswered out there. That ain't enough. All right, good. I'm out of here. See you guys. Have a good show.
See you guys. Good TikTok, Mitt. Love it. I'll continue to watch.
Did you see him?
Yeah, I watched during the break. I mean, I'm so happy guys like Mitt exist. I just love it. He doesn't care. He's good.
You know, that's what they say about young kids, I guess, is they don't have any, negative thoughts, or they haven't been heartbroken, or they haven't had any of these things. They're kind of just going in there. Mitt, I think, has experienced all those things and just hasn't cared. Just I don't give a damn. I'm going to get this golf club. I'm going to dance. I'm going to react.
Yep.
He said, make me a talk star. He said, He actually said, let's be a talk star. So this
#, golf.
Yeah, well,
good hashtag.
I don't think he fully understands TikTok yet. But we're going to get there, dude. We're going to get there with old Mitt. I'm pumped to see the updates. And, you should follow along at Money Mitt. Right, Mitt? He doesn't know he's TikToking.
Yeah.
You know, is it Money Mitt?
Yeah, follow along TikTok, Money Mitt. It'll be fun. I don't know. We're going to throw out some pics, probably some workout videos and some stupid videos. What's up, AJ?
Workout videos?
I love your work,
I
Mitt.
Love your work, Mitt. Love your work, Mitt.
I love your tweets too, Mitt, actually.
I am happy he's potentially spending more time away from Twitter. You know what I mean? That could be good for our company.
Why?
Saying at least 3 times in one sentence.
I mean, then he'll delete it, and then he'll bring it back.
Still wrong.
And then he'll say, who cares on the third one. I think TikTok is like a fish finding water potentially for him.
Perfect.
His first couple TikToks have been so good, it's almost like, God damn, is this guy a phenom?
Now, how are you going to go up from here?
Yeah, came out of the gates too hot.
Yeah.
Yeah, the expectation's going to be very high for him. Let us know if he should continue. If we should continue to promote it. Follow along at Money Mitt. MONEYMETT. All right, that's the show. AJ, who are you booking for us tomorrow? Anybody?
Got a couple people in the works. We'll see how it goes. Thursday, I know, is always a big day for us.
You said that yesterday.
You didn't book a single soul today.
You did.
I actually had a text. Yeah.
Both guys.
Both.
Yeah.
Everybody we had on today.
Yeah. Who you want me to get? Who you want me to go after?
Aaron Rodgers. Get him on the show tomorrow, please. Let us know if that's happening. All right, everybody, have a great Wednesday. We'll see you. Thank you for that, AJ. Should we say that?
Should you put it on the calendar a tentative? Yeah.
All right, put him in there. Put him in as a maybe. Put him in as a maybe.
Sounds good.
Hey, big Thursday coming. All right, thanks, AJ. Hey, hero.
Thank you, AJ.
All right, see you tomorrow. Cheers.